opening up, and yeah, it's the same kind of dismal day here. Not too warm, not like yesterday we had in the low and mid 80s, and today nowhere near that. In fact, it's that time of year I call it's not spring and it's not summer. I call it Maple Key, because that's my dreaded time of the year when my maple trees bear maple keys all over the place, and there is a bumper crop this year. When they fall, it sounds like it's raining, like an absolute downpour. That's what it sounds like, and this kind of weather is triggering that. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Dallas, and we'll break with you and pick up Andy, AB8MO, and he'll be followed by K8DXJ. That's Doris. And after Doris, well, we'll have a look around and see who needs to check in. But Andy, AB8MO, it's your turn.
All right, Bob, VE3KUZ, this is AB8MO. All right, I am just starting to come through on the Traverse City SDR. But anyway, good evening. I think the amp is going. Yeah, I mean, let's see, it's pushing about 350 today, so not a big powerhouse like some of you people, but I try. So anyhow, let's see here. I had a pretty productive day at work. Been trying to work on something on an order that has been on the books for over 2 years, and just dealing with it was the era of bad solderability. You know, it didn't really surprise me what electronic parts, what happens to them when they sit in a corrosive environment for a year and a half, like shipping containers off the seaports, and it just totally wrecked them. So I'm still dealing with that, but got a few of them working. And it isn't obvious. It is solderability, but it isn't. You can't just look and say, "Oh, it's unsoldered." You literally got to stick an iron to it, and as soon as you heat the part off, the solder will, the iron sucks up all the solder, and you find there's no solder on the pad. So you literally got to go and touch up the whole board, and it's a very long process. Anyway, whatever. I'm not sure where I got on that one. So, the cat is temporarily distracted by food, although not distracted enough. Hi, Lily. So you don't want to say hi to Bob. As soon as I said that, she comes running up here and she's on my lap. So, all righty, we got a silent cat. I'm okay with that. I'll throw it back to you there, Bob. You're sounding good. You come up here. You're about S7 here, so you were floating around S1 at the start of prenet. So it's coming around. VE3KUZ and the Wolverine single sideband net. This is AB8MO.
AB8MO, this is V3KUZ. Oh, looks like I blotted out your call sign on the net logger. I don't know how that happened, but better put you back in here. AB8MO. Sorry about that. Must have hit the keyboard or something. But anyway, your signal's good. You've been good actually since even the prenet. You're one of the stronger signals coming to me. You've always been S9 and above, so you still are. So you're hanging right in there, Andy. You are one of the powerhouses on the net. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, and sorry the cat didn't want to talk to us, but maybe next time. We'll break with you, Andy, and we'll pick up Doris, K8DXJ, and after Doris, we'll look for more check-ins. But go ahead, Doris, it's your turn.
Well, thank you, Bob. This is Kilo 8 Delta X-Ray Juliet, and had a good day today. Taz and I went to the Olive Garden in Novi today and met up with 11 of my classmates and 3 tag-alongs. So it was nice to get together with them. We'll be celebrating our 60th year of graduating high school next month. So, boy, does time fly, that's for sure. So, anyway, that was pretty much it, and we've got the grandson that just came in. So we'll say 7-3 to you. This is K8DXJ.
All right, Doris. Sounds good. Getting together with some old friends, old people you knew from years ago. That's always a lot of fun catching up with people. And yeah, you have a good time with the grandson, and we'll catch you next time on the net. We'll break with Doris, and we'll have a look around, see if there's any more check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey.
TB8 MCI.
Contact.
Okay. Kilo Bravo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey. Is that correct?
Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey.
Okay. Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey. That's Joe out of Ypsilanti.
QSL.
Okay, we got you on the list, Joe, and there was somebody else trying to get back in there. Who was that, Jody?
QSL.
N8XUY.
And Sam. Well, go ahead, Jody. Did you have a comment?
No, I just didn't see my name on the list.
KB8 MCI, you're number 20.
Okay, net locker only went up to 19, so that's where I missed it.
Okay, well, we got you in there. You're number 20. Go ahead, Sam. You had a comment?
Roger. Hey, Bob, I just got the word from the XYL. We are now going out to dinner, so I wanted to get in here and be quick, short time, Roger.
Okay, well, we certainly will allow that. Sam, go ahead.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm the Wolverine single sideband net N8XUY. Bob, thanks for picking up the show here on Thursday night. Good to hear you. You do a great job. And N8XUY, listen, I just wanted to wish everyone a great Thursday evening. I got the last-minute word. We're going to dinner. And I said, yes, dear, and that's what we're doing. Good to hear, everyone. N8XUY back to net control, 7-3 to all. Thank you.
Well, thanks for checking in with us, Sam, and you go out and have too much fun, okay?
Roger, roger.
All right, thank you, Sam. We will break with you, and I don't think there was any more check-ins for the list. I'll check one more time. Any more check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net? And nothing heard. Okay, we'll go right back to the regular work list at line number 6. Kilo Charlie 9 YAV. That's David out of Elkhart, and he'll be followed by KE8 AVT Harold out of Waterford. Although I don't think he's in Waterford, but I'll check with that. But go ahead, David. It's your turn. KC9 YAV.
Okay, this is KC9YAV, David in Elkhart, Indiana. And, well, it's been a rainy day, as I think it has been in a lot of places, and a little bit on the cool side. I finally did break down and turn the heat on just to get the dampness out of the house, and it feels kind of nice. I think I need to adjust the thermostat a little bit. I think I probably have it set a little on the high side, so I need to back that down some. But it's been a pretty good day. I listen to a lot of music while I work from home, and kind of took a detour from the normal things today listening wise, and decided I'd listen to some classic R&B, and settled in on some Smokey Robinson. And boy, you know, he is good. He is so good, and really enjoyed that quite a bit. So. Yeah, I guess there's not enough O's and smooths to describe him. So but he is definitely a treasure. But anyway, that's about all I've got. So with that, no further ado, wish everyone all the best. 73s to all, and back to you, Bob. Victor Echo 3, Kilo Uniform Zulu. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Yankee Alpha Victor.
KC9YAV, this is VE3KUZ. Great signal from you, David, and as for relaxing today, listening to some Smokey Robinson tunes, that sounds like a good thing to do. I haven't really taken the time to do that sort of thing lately. Just seems like there's always something else going on. Anyway, good to hear you in there, David. And like I said, signals definitely come up here almost 20 over, so it's looking pretty good for the band right now. Anyway, we'll break with you, and we'll pick up Harold. That's KE8AVT, and he'll be followed by Eric, K3ESL. But go ahead, Harold. It's your turn.
This is Harold, KE8AVT, in Waterford. I was up in Davison a couple nights ago, and it wasn't really bad. I climbed into bed and pulled the covers up over my head and turned on the electric blanket. I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and it got chilly, real chilly. And when I looked at the temperature outside, it was like 40. And that trailer is not designed to be used when the temperature outside is 40. And I didn't have any good heaters to warm the place up, so I came home. But other than that, the cat needed food, and I don't usually take her up there anyway. So I've been playing around here all day. I don't even think I went out. I think the farthest I've been is the mailbox and took a little bit of the garbage out to the road for the trash guy. Other than that, I have been watching the episode down there where they knocked the bridge down, or whatever it was they knocked down. That's been a very interesting one in Baltimore. Other than that, not much else happening. Back to you, VE3KUZ. This is KE8AVT. I'll be listening.
All right, Harold in Waterford. Yeah, I don't blame you for heading back home if you don't have any heat up there in the trailer, that's for sure. One question, what was the status of that bridge? Like, are they giving any kind of a date when they're going to reopen?
Right now, that bridge is down and will be for the next several years down there in Baltimore. That it's got to be totally redesigned, but they've still got that ship that ran up and knocked the thing over. They still haven't got it off the pilings. That's what they're working on right now. They had to unload part of the load that the ship had, and now they're getting ready to do a explosion to break up one piece of the ship, or one piece of the bridge that's holding the boat in position. Once that happens, they can pull the ship back out of there, get it back and empty it, and do whatever they've got to do to the ship to take it out and sink it, or, whatever they're going to do with that. And then, of course, they've got to get everything cleared out and then, build a new bridge. Other than that, now things going by.
All right. Wow, I had no idea it was going to take them that long, but yeah, from what you're saying, they still haven't made a whole lot of progress with that ship being hung up there on the bridge. Yeah, that's something I guess we're going to keep our eye on and see how that progresses. I'm sure they'll have the bridge here across the Detroit River finished before that one. It's getting a lot closer to completion now. You can see the sections between the U.S. and Canada are starting to connect. So probably, maybe early 2025, I would guess they're going to open the bridge here. Anyway, pleasure to hear you on the net, Harold, and thanks for checking in. And now we'll pick up Eric. That's K3ESL, and he'll be followed by KD9RNA. That's Eric out of Blanchardville, Wisconsin. But go ahead, Eric. It's your turn.
The younger, more attractive Eric goes first. It's probably easier to build a new bridge where there wasn't a bridge than it is to remove a crushed bridge and a large boat and then build a new bridge. It's got to be easier. That's going to be a problem for a while. I remember going over that bridge. It's a very heavily trafficked area. I can't imagine how many people go through it. Kind of miserable out there today. Just cold, chilly, a little bit rainy. Went and watched the grand dog for an hour and a half for my son-in-law, which was fun. He's a little puppy. And started digging up crap in the backyard that I want to replant, my almost retirement project. We have a lot of wild garlic or onions back there. And I've now, having read the internet, realized you have to really dig them up. And when I've dug up what looked like a single plant down at the bottom, there's 15 bulbs attached to it. So my guess is I'm going to dig all this stuff up and probably leave half of them under there and have to figure out another way to get to them. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to go back to Windsor Bob, K3KUZ. This is K3ESL 73, everybody. Yeah, good to have you in there this evening, Eric. And you're probably right about the bridge. It would be easier just to build a new one, maybe even next to the old one. But trying to fix the old one doesn't seem to be a great way to get it done, because I think there's an awful lot of people are being put out by not having that bridge in place. That's a pretty busy crossing there. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, Eric, and we will catch you probably tomorrow. And now we're going to pick up another Eric. That's Eric number 2. That's KD9RNA out of Blanchardville, Wisconsin, and he will be followed by KD9HAV. That's Norm out of Fort Wayne. But go ahead, Eric. It's your turn.
Hopefully I'm making the trip on there. I am actually hearing you direct now, so hopefully we can get through it. Pretty good day down here, actually. It rained all day long, but that's okay. I had a doctor's appointment in Madison, and just a physical today, so I'm waiting for test results to make sure everything's okay, but I'm sure it is. And other than that, pretty good day inside, and did some stuff inside the house, did some cleaning, getting ready for my brother to come here at the end of the month. So other than that, not a lot for you now, and I'll let you get back at it. This is KD9RNA, back it up.
Thank you, Eric, for joining us tonight on the net. The propagation between us isn't what it should be, but at least I can hear you. Anyway, you take care, and we will catch you again on the net, and good to hear from you. Now we're going to break with Eric, and we're going to pick up Norm out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and he'll be followed by KC3KUO out of Russell, Pennsylvania. But go ahead, Norm, it's your turn.
VE3KUZ, this is KD9HAV, Norm in Fort Wayne. Well, the signals are coming up and sounding pretty good, I'll tell you what. Earlier, I didn't know whether we'd even be able to have a net tonight. I got on, turned on the radio about 1 o'clock, or maybe a little bit before, and there was nothing. I even went to FT8, thought I'd run some FT8. I was on 20 and 15 meters, and I made one contact, and there wasn't very many people on FT8. The signals were real low, so probably had another flare, I would imagine. So But it sounds like it's come up now. Appreciate that. Hey, listen, while I've got you on, I do want to give a shout out to LDG Electronics. For years, I've run their auto tuners. I had an LDG auto AT600 Pro 2 that just quit. I don't know what was the matter with it, but it was probably 5 or 6 years old, and it just quit working. And I have 2 of them, and the one I've got, I was using for a spare. Was nothing wrong with the tuner. I mean, I just bought an extra one. So I took the other one that just quit offline and stuck it in the box and shipped it off to LDG and filled out the form and just said it quit. I don't know what caused it. And 2 weeks, I got it back in the UPS delivered it back to me today. They couldn't find anything wrong with it, but they went all the way through it. They put new microprocessors in it and sent me a new power cable, and they put something else in it just in case, and sent the tuner back to me with no bill, no charge at all. So that's the second time I had a Z11 Pro 2 that I'm still running, by the way. I had it was acting a little funny. I shipped it off, and the same thing. They rebuilt it, sent it back to me with no charge. So I'm sold on these LDG tuners. Enough for the comments. Enough for the commercials. Thanks so much for picking me up. I'll get out of here. This is KD9 HAV saying 73. God bless. Take care, and God bless America.
All right, Norm. Good to hear you in there. And signals come way up from pre-net, so that's a good thing. And we don't mind hearing about a good product, especially since a lot of us, being in amateur radio, we might actually have to use one of those someday. So good to hear when a company kind of stands by what they produce and they fix it in a timely manner. That's always good to hear about, because you hear horror stories sometimes, and we want to be aware of those too, so we can avoid the same pitfalls ourselves. But hey, thanks for letting us know, Norm, and thanks for being there. So we'll break with you, and we're going to pick up Gary. That's Gary with 2 R's out of Russell, Pennsylvania. And after Gary, we'll have a look around, see if there's any more check-ins. But go ahead, Gary. KC3, KUO, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for picking me up. I asked a few minutes ago about the SDR, and I tuned into Traverse City, and it's interesting. I'm getting some good signals. For some reason, I'm not hearing myself. Anyway, the propagation has really been interesting, hasn't it, though? A couple of 3 days ago, all the signals were really suppressed. It was crazy. But my day has been good here. I went to a pre-K graduation for one of my youngest granddaughters, and it was fun. Totally cuteness overload. Back to you, sir.
All right, Gary. Well, that sounds exciting to be able to go to a graduation of did you say pre-JK?
Pre-K, believe it or not. Pre-kindergarten. Pre-kindergarten graduation.
Wow. They have graduations earlier and earlier. I wonder, did they have to wear the little gown and caps?
No, they didn't. They just had them line up in front. There was about 12 of them. And one of them, my little granddaughter, decided she was wanting to wear a pair of butterfly wings, the kinds that go over your shoulders, a little strap. And so she got to do that. Over.
Oh, kids that age are so cute. So it must have been a lot of fun to attend that. Hey, thanks, Gary, for joining us on the net tonight. And, yeah, your signal has come way up. When you first checked in, I could just barely copy. In fact, Andy had to mention that you were there. And now you're up around an S9, so definitely signals are coming up. But, yeah, I don't think the band is by any means up to its normal, so I guess we'll just have to grin and bear it for now. Not much we can do about it. But, hey, thanks for being there, Gary, and we will break with you. And we're going to have a look around and see if there's anybody wanting to check in to the Wolverine single sideband net. Check-ins, please call now.
A9EES
Okay, KA9EES. Ed, we got you in there, and you said you're in and out, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thanks for checking in there, Ed, and giving us some more numbers here. We've almost, I think we've actually surpassed last night's numbers, so not that that's much to brag about for sure, because you know what the conditions were like. Anyway, any more check-ins? Any more check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net? Please call now.
Yes, November Bravo 9 Delta on N8SOB remote.
Okay, Neil, we got you in there. NB9D. Anybody else? I think I'm hearing somebody way out there. Anybody copy that station? I guess not. All right. Well, we're going to head back to the regular work list, and let's see, where did we leave off? At number 11, so we'll pick up Leonard, 88FK, and he'll be followed by K8TAS. Leonard, 88FK, you're up.
Well, thank you, Bob. VE3KUZ and the Wolverine single sideband net. This is Leonard in Madison Heights, Michigan, 88FK, where it is 56 degrees and damp. I down the shack down here, so I don't know if the rain broke loose today or not. But I was thinking while you're asking for check-ins, I was gonna call in and say a short time, but since I'm up next, I guess there's no point. That's my corny sense of humor there a little bit, Bob. I'll be having some fun with you at your expense. So, hey, we spent a day today with burying a friend of mine that's been a friend for a long time, and he had a full life, and no regrets there. And it was a great time of celebration and renewing friendships, but you know, it's an emotional time for sure. But we had a good time putting to rest. So. That was what we did today, and a good part of my family was there as well. So, all things considered, we just come home and get on the radio a little bit, listen out. And you are doing a great job today, signal-wise, because you're not that far from me. But when I first checked in, you sounded like you're 10,000 miles away. But you are coming up really well right now, and other signals are coming in as good as well. So anyway, we'll let you get back to it. And thanks again for letting me in and doing the net. I know it's quite a commitment. So let's say 73. 88FK, back to you, Bob.
Well, thank you, Leonard. Yeah, you're sounding good now too. You're like the signal is nice and solid now for sure. And we're hoping the band is going to pick up on us, and maybe we'll be able to pick up some of the stations a little further out as things progress here. But anyway, sorry to hear about your friend, and it's it's something though when you get together with family and friends you haven't seen for a while. That's the good thing about going to a funeral, and well, even weddings too. You see people you don't always see. It's nice to do that. That's for sure. Anyway, always a pleasure to have you on the net, Len, and glad you could drop by. We'll break with you, and we're going to pick up Doris, Taz, K-A-T-A-S. Taz, you'll be up next, and followed by WB8WIV. That's Tom out of Cadillac. But Taz, go ahead. It's your turn. K-A-T-A-S, Taz?
You killed him.
I think he's rolling around on the ground laughing and killing himself with his ribs, or maybe he's gone for dinner or something. One more time, K-A-T-A-S, Taz, are you okay?
B3KUZ, Bob, this is Kilo 8 Tango Alpha Sierra, Taz in Romulus, Michigan, where we're sitting at 51 degrees. Started off overcast, 56. We had a high of 57. So that's been pretty much our day here for weather-wise in Romulus, and then we had rain all afternoon. So like Doris said, we went to a luncheon of her classmates, then spent the afternoon on FT8. So that's been pretty much our day. And I'm glad the band picked up. Man, what a mess last night the band was. So, Bob, thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there. Appreciate you. And, of course, you know I'm here. I'll pick up the file after the net. We'll be riding along. VE3KUZ, K8TAS. Back to you.
All right, Taz. I'm just curious, how was the FT8 today with the way the propagation is? Did you get anybody?
Yeah, I made a few contacts on it. I was surprised. I was on 17 and 15 meters.
Okay, yeah, I did notice there was some activity on those bands and 20 meters as well, but didn't hear a whole lot on 10 or 12. So, yeah, good that you made some contacts for sure. All right, we'll break with you, Taz, and we'll pick up Tom out of Cadillac, WB8WIV, and after him will be George, WD8INW. But go ahead, Tom, it's your turn.
Okay, Bob, and thanks for taking the net tonight. BE3KUZ and the wonderful Wolverines, WB8WIV, 52 degrees here. Boy, what a difference from last night. I did not hear anyone on the Wolverine net last night. The only guy I heard was Sean, who I checked in with, and during the pre-net, and once we got to the net, I didn't hear anybody. Zero. It was that bad. So tonight it's just the opposite. Everybody sounds pretty good. And the band seems to be in pretty good shape, so that's great. Yeah, if you ever get me, you call me, and I don't come back. That means I don't hear net control, or I don't hear anybody calling. Anyway, had a good day at school. Worked. I'll be working tomorrow. Went out mushroom hunting yesterday, and we found a mess of grays and yellows, gray morels and yellow morels. We had about enough for a panful last night, and we got those. But now for the rest of the story. After I got these, wife and I went out hunting, found them, and got home, and I thought, I'm going to take a look in my backyard one more time. I had the day before. I looked in the backyard on Wednesday. On Tuesday, okay. And I thought, I'm going to take just a quick look and see what's going on, because the yellow morels that we had found were pretty big. And they, it's just a long shot, I'll take a look. Well, I looked, and holy cow, I found 8 large yellow morels. They look like whites, but they're not. They actually have a yellowish tinge to them. I found 8 of them. So, needless to say, I found one more, not in our yard, but out looking when she was walking the dogs, found one more good-sized yellow. So we'll have those tomorrow night. The ones that I found last night from my backyard. It's the best, Bob, the best that I've ever had in morel mushrooms in my yard in 38 years. I've never had anything like that before. I've had them, but usually they're the small gray ones, or, there's a few here or there. Never had this many, so this is a real good year for morel mushrooms. If you take a look. I live in town, okay? I live in Cadillac in town, so take a look at your yard. You might be surprised if you're looking for morel mushrooms. Anyway, there's my story tonight. All you wonderful Wolverines, have a good evening, and we'll look for you tomorrow night if everything works right. Back to you there, Bob. PE3KUZ, WB8, WYB. I'll be clear. Good evening.
All right, Tom. Sounds like you had a nice crop of mushrooms there. I don't know enough about them that I would pick them and eat them. We get a bunch of them in the backyard where we used to have a tree that we took out, and they just keep growing out of the grass in just a certain area. So I don't know if they're any good or not to eat, so I'm not going to bother with them. But it sounds like you know what you're talking about, so it's okay for you to eat them. But I don't think I would try unless I could properly identify them. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, Tom, and always a pleasure. And the band definitely come up a lot, and not like last night at all. We'll break with you, Tom, and we're going to pick up George. That's WD8INW, and he will be followed by KC8HXO. That's Greg out of Grand Haven. But for now, we'll pick up George out of Clarkston. WD8INW. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi, Gary. VE3KUZ. WD8INW. George in Clarkston, Michigan. Oh, yeah, the band's a lot better. I could not hear Greg coming up after me when he checked in. I could not hear him at all. And I did hear Tom check in, so during the pre-net. But, hey, I'm with you. I used to, when I delivered newspapers, when I went around the route, I'd pick mushrooms, and I had an extra paper bag over my shoulder that all it had in it was mushrooms. And I would pick them all the way through the route and take them home and dump them in the sink and let my mother go through them and determine which ones were good and which ones weren't. And I loved it. We had lots of mushrooms for dinner. But never could get the hang of that. And I was always afraid that we might get some that we shouldn't eat. But not a bad day today. The guys came and looked at the garage door, and they oiled all the rollers and stuff, and they ordered a strip for the bottom of the door, and they should come back in a couple of weeks and put that on. We'll be all set with that. Got my appointment made today for the 30th of May for my maintenance on my whole house generator, and so we did get a few things accomplished today. Anyway, my buddy Ron is up to my place, and he mowed the lawn today up north. And I guess he's working on his plot for deer hunting up there. So with that, we'll give it back, and thanks a lot for doing the net there. And things are sounding a lot better than they were during the pre-net, and a whole lot better than last night when the band died. And there was about 3 or 4 of us that could hear each other, and that was it. So, anyway, VE3KUZ, WD at INW, 7-3.
7-3, George. Glad you could join us tonight on the net. And, good story about the gathering the mushrooms. It's good you had a mother who knew what she was doing with those things. Because I sure don't, and I'm not going to take the risk with those. I've heard horror stories about how they can really poison you or give you a bad trip or something. So I'm going to definitely avoid those. As far as cutting the grass, good you're getting that done and getting your garage in shape and your generator in shape. Sounds like a very productive day for you, and I really didn't do a whole lot today, so I can't brag in that way. But good to hear from you, George, and we'll catch you on the net, I'm sure, tomorrow. We'll break with George, and we're going to pick up Gregory, KC8 HXO, and after him will be Sean, N8SOB. But KC8 HXO, Greg, it's your turn. Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel X-Ray Oscar, you're up. Okay, well, I guess he's stepped away. Well, we'll pick him up if he checks back in later, but for now we'll have to put the green stripe on him. And we'll pick up Sean, N8SOB. That's Sean out of Fort Gratiot, and after him we'll pick up KD8 GFL. But go ahead, Sean, it's your turn.
V3KUZ, this is N8SOB. Well, good evening to you there, Bob, and everybody else assembled here. We got 50 degrees. And two numbers here for you. Ed, number 34 there, EES. He's Wolverine 574. And Neil bought 9 dogs. He is 668. So, yep, Ed is 574 and Neil is 668. So that's the only two that I see there. Other than that, decent day at work. Glad that one day closer to Friday. A little chilly today, a little breezy, that's for sure. I left my window open, hoping it was going to get nice throughout the day. And, boy, it was about 65 degrees in the shack. But we got her warmed up now. And, other than that, not a whole lot to share. Just been keeping up on the playoff hockey and with some good games going. I missed a good one. I couldn't stay up for it. I fell asleep. But, that's about it. Glad the band's in better shape. Hopefully this is a better sign to come here for us. It's been tough the last handful of days. So, oh, man, the sun does not like us right now. That's for sure. So, got a good signal. Signals are definitely coming up, still nice and quiet. So, like I said before the net, I was hoping it could only get better from here on out, and I'm pretty sure it has. So, again there, thanks again for picking up the net there, Bob, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. VE3KUZ, this is N8SOB.
All right, Sean. Your signal's always good. Although if I'd have been on here yesterday, it would have been interesting to see what your signal would have been to hear. I've never seen your signal below an S9. At least I don't think so. But anyway, things are picking up for sure. Anyhow, we'll let you go, Sean, and we will certainly catch you tomorrow. And thanks for joining us on the net. And we're going to break with you and pick up Gary, KD8 GFL, out of Spruce. Gary, it'll be your turn, and after you will be Jody. That's KB8 MCI, and after Jody, we will look around for more check-ins. But KD8 GFL, Gary, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Bob. KD8 GFL, Gary here in Spruce, Michigan, on the east side of Harbor Lake, where it's nice and sunny out there right now, and 58 degrees. Can't complain on that for this time of the year and this time of the day. But it was a pretty decent day, actually. This morning I left around, 10 o'clock, I guess. Went down to see a friend of mine, and I spent a couple hours there visiting with him. I haven't done that in a while. So that was good. Good to get with him. And we used to get together quite often, but things are kind of goofy on my end, so what are you going to do? And this afternoon now, I decided I was going to take and redo some of my antennas and get my old 718 ICOM hooked back up, and got everything squared away, and I figured, well, I'm going to test it. So I went to 17 meters, and there was a guy out there putting his call out, so I went back to him. And he picked me up, and I said, well, by gosh, it's working good, so that's all right. And come to find out, he's from the Netherlands. So I know it was working good then. So that was good. I enjoyed that. And a few other things I always do today. And stay busy. Try to stay out of trouble, but that's kind of tough to do. Anyway, with that, back to you, Bob. Thanks. 88 JFL.
All right, Gary, those surprise contacts are always the best ones, aren't they? When you just bump into a DX station you weren't even trying for, and you make contact with them. Anyway, thank you, Gary, for joining us on the net tonight, and sounds like you had a good day, and we will break with you, and we're going to pick up Jody, and after Jody we'll look for some more check-ins, but KB8 MCI, Jody, you're up.
VE3 KUZ, KB8 MCI. Good evening, Bob, and everybody on the net. Not too much going on up here. I'm on my 4th round of antibiotics and steroids, and it's hanging on a little bit, but hopefully it's on its way out. I'm hopefully going to be over this crap by the time the pills are done. So with that, we'll say 73, and I still got to find an antenna that works better on 75 meters so I can hear most of the time. So far it hasn't been too bad other than when the solar flares hit, but there's got to be a way to get it better a little bit, even though I've got a small lot. And with that, we'll say 73 and throw it back at you. And thanks for doing the net, Bob. VE3 KUZ, KB8 MCI.
KB8 MCI, Jody, you sounding good tonight, and sorry that you're not feeling well, and hopefully the antibiotics do what they're supposed to, and they run their course, and you're feeling a lot better after that. As far as hearing well on 75 meters, well, I don't think any of us is hearing all that great on it these days, but so it's definitely not a great time to gauge whether your antenna is doing a good job or not. Especially heading into the summertime. But hey, come the fall, you'll know whether it's you got a good one or not. Maybe you've already used your antenna during some of the peak times, and you know it's not up to snuff. But the more metal you can get up in the air, the better, especially for receiving. Transmit doesn't really seem to be as critical, but although you can get a nice lower angle if you get it up high. Anyway, Jody, thanks for being there tonight, and we appreciate you joining the net. And we will break with you, and we're going to have a look around, see if there's any more check-ins. Check-ins. This is the Wolverine single sideband net, and this is Victor Echo 3 Kilo Uniform Zulu net control for this net. Please give me your call sign, and we'll get you on the list. I don't know if I'm hearing something or voices in my head or what. Was anybody else copy that station out there? I can tell somebody's there, but I just can't quite pull them out of the noise. Okay, well, nothing heard, and nobody relayed anything in, so I guess there's no new check-ins, so we'll go back to the regular list, and we'll pick it up with number 22, Whiskey 9 Kilo Japan Oscar, W9KJO, and after him will be Art, KD9 FJI. But go ahead, Walter, it's your turn.
This is W9KJO. I can't say much. My wife just told me supper's ready. So, hey guys, listen to the net, and everybody have a great night. I'm going to eat supper. W9KJO. I'll be safe.
All right, Walter. Well, that was short and sweet, but you have a good one, and enjoy your dinner, that's for sure. Thanks for checking into the Wolverine single sideband net. And we'll break with you and see if we can pick up Art, KD9FJI, and after him will be Maury, WB8PFC. But go ahead, Art, it's your turn. Kilo Delta 9, Fox Juliet India. You're up, Art. Anybody out that direction can see if Art's there? All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to the next one. Let's see. WB8PFC, that's Maury. Maury, hopefully you're still on here. And he'll be followed by Brad, KC9KRX. But go ahead, Maury, you're up.
Okay, Bob. Well, I got a phone call, and I was afraid that you'd bypass me on the net here. But unfortunately, my cousin hung up on me before you got to me. Things are going a little bit better for me, so I'm all happy. I'm not happy with the weather, of course, but the grass is growing, the weeds are growing, and I went out and bought a bunch of chemicals at the elevator yesterday and got my sprayer working. And I'll tell you what, the prices of stuff is out of control. I went over to the Tractor Supply. I wanted to buy a couple, or maybe 2 or 4 little plastic spray nozzles. And I mean, they're little spray heads for my big 55-gallon spare. I have 2 spray heads on it, and I bumped one of them and busted it. So I went shopping for those spray heads. They wanted $35 for 2 little spray heads at Tractor Supply. Needless to say, I walked out. That is so ridiculous, so ridiculous. And I think I paid $6 for 4 of them the last time I bought them. So I swear to God, we should have a rebellion in this country and boycott everything we can boycott. And you too over there, Bob. And I'm getting sick and tired of these prices. My Social Security is not keeping pace with the inflation by any means. And that's what's got me worried. All right, I'll turn it back to you. Enough of my complaining. Hoping for better weather. WB8PFC.
Yeah, WB8PFC. Thanks for joining us, Maury. And I know what you're talking about, going to the store and seeing something you just bought a little while ago, and it's like way more than you paid for it. I have found some solution to that. It's looking around online. Not everybody wants to do that, and sometimes it can be kind of risky if you don't know who you're dealing with. But I was getting furnace filters, and they were costing me almost $50 for a filter. Then I went online, and I found a place that seemed to be pretty reputable. I did some research on them. They seemed to be like they weren't going to be a fly-by-nighter, and I found I could get 3 or 4 filters for the same price. So it's ridiculous if you don't shop around. It just seems like some of these stores are just jacking the prices up because they can. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but I know what you mean. You know, like when you're on a fixed income, you're not earning money. It doesn't keep up with inflation, and it's kind of scary, that's for sure. Anyway, Maury, thanks for joining us on the net tonight, and always a pleasure to hear from you. I'm glad you were there. We will break with you, and we're going to pick up Brad. That's KC9KRX, and after Brad will be KB8PRU. That's Charlie out of St. Helens, Michigan. And so we'll pick up Brad. KC9KRX, you're up.
All right, V3KUZ, I believe it is KC9KRX. Good evening to you. Starting to hear more people now. The band seems to be somewhat... I guess it's about 50 degrees there. The wind makes it feel like 40 there. Other than that, we're doing okay here. I think we got more rain coming. Other than that, just wanted to come in and say hello, and we'll ride along. Everybody have a good evening here. Bill, mobile safely there, 730, KC9KRX.
Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight, Brad. And yeah, your signals come way up from when you first checked in. You were about an S5, and now you're over the S9 mark. So band is sounding good for you too. And always a pleasure to have you on the net, Brad. You take care. 7-3. We'll break with you and see if we can pick up Charlie. That's KB8PRU, and after him will be Brian, N8SOT. But go ahead, Charlie. KB8PRU, it's your turn.
Well, it's been a nice day. It's kind of rained a little bit for a while. Really, that's been pretty good. I haven't complained a bit. I hope everybody can hear me tonight. It's been a pretty rough day as far as rain is concerned. And, I hope everybody's doing well, and someday we'll meet one another and get to know each other a little bit more. So I'm going to turn it back to the net, KC8PRU. Thanks for taking it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Charlie, and it was a pleasure meeting you at the picnic last summer. Hopefully you can make it out for this one this summer. And, yeah, you're just a little bit off frequency, but... no problem to copy you, though your signal is nice and strong here, and well over the S9. So thanks for joining us, Charlie, and we'll catch you on the net probably tomorrow. We'll break with you and pick up Brian. That's N8SOT, and after him will be WA9UJR. That's George out of Lombard, Illinois. But go ahead, Brian, in Belding, Michigan. It's your turn.
All righty, V3KUZ, Bob, N8SOT. Now, thanks for picking me up there, Bob. Finally, the band's kind of opening up a little bit there, sounding good now. Anyhow, I'm going to have to get going here. We just got company pull in, so I'm going to have to jump out. I know, but anyhow, got to do it. But yeah, nothing but a cold, gloomy, yucky day today, so not a whole lot going in anyhow, nothing to talk about. So anyhow, we'll send it back to you, and hope everybody has a great night. 73, everybody. And N8SOT back to V3KUZ. Take it away, Bob.
Well, thanks, Brian. Glad you could join us on the net tonight, and glad we could catch you before your company arrived. And otherwise, I would have had to put the green stripe of shame on you. But you know, I wouldn't want to do that. You know, but you know, that's just Anyway, you take care, and always a pleasure to hear you on the net, and have a good time visiting with friends. I guess it's showing up there. So 7-3, and we'll break with you, and we're going to pick up George, WA9UJR, and he'll be followed by KCA-VWA. That's Mike out of Toledo. But go ahead, George. It's your turn.
Pretty bad. I'm still running a 20/9 line noise. Contacted the power company again, and looks like I'll have to keep complaining until somebody comes out and figures out what insulator or what around here. They don't respond immediately. You got to kind of harass them, and in the pits, I found that the way to get a response is to send a registered letter requiring the signature outlining the problem right to the president of the power company. And that usually gets somebody's attention. And of course, I always remind them that they're required by FCC rules and regulations to address power line interference. But other than that, here today we had a little bit of rain outside, 53 degrees, but it should be warming up as we get towards the weekend. So, good evening to everybody. Everybody have a good night tomorrow and stay safe. CE3, KUZ, UJR, over.
All right, George. Thanks for joining us tonight on the net. Yeah, your signal's down a little bit. You're about an S7, but perfectly readable. Sorry to hear about the noise problems you're having there, but hey, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, you know. Yeah, you keep after those guys, and eventually they'll take care of that for you. At least, hopefully, they will. They, like you said, by law, they're required to. Anyway, 7-3, George, thanks for joining us tonight. And we will break with you and pick up Mike in Toledo, KC8VWA, and he will be followed by N8ERV. That's Tom out of Yale. But go ahead, Mike, it's your turn.
Okay, Bob, yeah, V3KUZ, this is KCA-VWA, Mike in Toledo, where I think it's about 55 degrees, rain off and on, and a little windy out there. Tomorrow's trash day, got my can sitting out there by the street, and had to go out and flip the lid back over on it. It's it's pretty windy over here. But yeah, other than that, took the dog out a little while ago, and yeah, the sun was out, so now it's cloudy again. But I was going to check in last night, and boy, I didn't hear nothing. So I've been listening. I heard a couple guys saying how bad the band was. It was around 7 o'clock, and I didn't hear nothing. It was a little later on the band. You know, 7 o'clock ain't too late, but yeah, I didn't hear nothing. Just listened for a little bit and turned it off. I don't know if you guys just gave up or what was going on, but yeah, I heard a couple guys saying that the band was pretty bad. But yeah, other than that, didn't do too much around here. Like I said, raining off and on. I got this MD 100 Yazoo mic. Maybe you can comment and let me know how it's sounding. I'm hearing you pretty good. You're about 5.7, 5.8. You're pretty good signal on you, Bob. But yeah, that's about it here. Ain't doing too much. KCA-VWA, back to net.
KCA-VWA. This is VE3KUZ. Great copy on you, Mike. And that microphone sounds good. Nice and full. From the low end right to the top end, sounding good. Very... The drive is really strong. Maybe a bit hot, but I don't know if I would touch it or not. if you're just doing local QSOs, you don't need it that hot. But talking in conditions like we've had lately, maybe you do. But yeah, sounding really good here. And your signal, you're 20 over 9 here, so I got no problem hearing you at all. All right, we'll break with you, Mike, and we're going to pick up Tom, N8ERV, and after him we'll just have a look around and see if there's anybody else wanting to check in. So go ahead, Tom, N8ERV, you're up.
Well, thank you for that. Everybody's joined the net tonight, much better than last night. I could only hear like 2 or 3 people, and actually Sean is usually 30 over all the time out here at my house, and I'll tell you what, last night he was S8, S7, dropped down to about S3, and I just about couldn't hear him, and he'd come back up again, and he was running his amp, and so the band is what the band is. Didn't do much today outside, kind of cool, stayed in where it was warm. 53.8 degrees outside right now. It still ain't quite as warm as I'd like it. And I'm hoping that you can hear me over there in Canada land a little better. I noticed that the tap on the amplifier wasn't running on the high, it was running on the low, but I've been having a lot of problems with that, and I've boiled down what the problem was. The problem is the brand new set of Penna tubes, PENNA, bought at the DX store. And they warranted the tubes, and I got 4 snatch sets, and 2 of them had dead filaments, and I sent them back to the company, and they replaced them with 4 other tubes. But the tubes were giving me all kinds of grief. I was hearing them. They were singing, they were arcing, they were... I don't know why, but they were. In fact, to the point that when they arced, they took out the final in my 7300, which is back to normal now. I had to send that in and get it repaired. So I sent him a little bitty note about all this, and sent him a copy of my repair bill from my radio, and I don't expect anything out of it, but I've already went and ordered another set of tubes for it from Russia. Russian tubes, so we'll see how that goes. But they just made all kinds of weird noises. They screech. If you could picture a kid dragging his fingers over a chalkboard, that's what they would do. The power part was okay, but like the ICOM repair guy says, don't run that amplifier until you figure out what's wrong with it, because it took out your final. So I took heed to that. So I was just kind of waiting for all the new parts to come in for this, and I'll put a new set of tubes in it other than Penna's. PENNA. You might want to stay with the 572Bs. It's up to you guys. I think I'd stay away from the tubes. And the last 3 days I've been trying to contact them from their website, and their website is nowhere to be found on the internet, so I don't know what that means either, but I know that they're made in China, and they ship them in to the States to sell them, but I haven't had very good luck with them. I've got the old finals in it right now. Can you believe this? On the bases of them tubes, they're marked Dentron, so they had to be like the original ones that came with the amplifier when it was first made. I don't know where Dentron got their tubes from, but put the new old tubes back in, everything seems to be fine. It's not squawking, it's not squealing, it's not making any kind of weird noises, so that's a good thing. With that, good evening to everybody, and I hope, Taz, that you're feeling a little bit better. And I'm sure Doris will nurse you back to health. But with that, nothing much else here, kind of cool. Didn't really see any rain today, but, that's subject to change again. N8ERV.
N8ERV, this is VE3KUZ. Yeah, good copy on you there, Tom. Not nearly your usual signal, though. You're an S9, but you're usually like plus 20 here, so that's probably just the propagation. But everything's sounding good. Audio is good. No weird noises in there or anything. So hopefully you got your amp working fine there. Yeah, I'm still running on my one-tube Wonder here. Just got one 3-500Z tube that's working. So we're just pushing 300 here. And maybe that's too much for this poor little thing, because it's an original tube as well, like you have. Is manufactured in 1965, so it's a good one. I wish the other one that came with it was still working, but I put it in a different amp, and the other amp kind of had a problem with it. The filament transformer blew up and took the tube out with it, so I'm afraid to try the tube because I can see there's some little speckles of metal inside it there, so I'm not going to plug it in. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight, Tom, and 7-3. We'll break with you, and let's pick up W8KRS. He'll be up next, and after you will be N8DAD. So W8KRS, that's Ken out of Flushing, Michigan. Go ahead, you're up, Ken.
Yeah, okay, VE3KUZ, W8KRS. That's the Wolverine Net. Well, some signals are down. Tom was really down. I usually get Tom pretty strong in it, but he's down. I just heard you talking about the 3-500Z. Well, I had a 80A amp, Meritron 80A, and I lost it in the fire, so I just got another one in. That had the old tube in it with the better tubes way back, but I just got AL80B in yesterday, and I haven't got it set up yet, so my signal could be not very strong. Well, anyway, I don't expect this tube to be as good as the other tube in the one I lost. Anyway, it's been a cool day. Cloudy, pretty much cloudy over here. Never rained though, yet. But they said it was a possibility. Well, we didn't get it, so anyway, just thought I would check in here today. I was in pre-net, but I guess you didn't hear me, but that's okay. I'm still sitting here. I was just reading up on a few things. I still have to run, get out 220 over here to the location, ham location, and hook this Meritron ADB, I can't even talk, AL80B up to that 220. Or do some modification in the amplifier. So I should be sounding better in a few days. Okay, we'll send her back to you, Bob. You're coming in good here and flushing. Not everybody's flushed out. Signals are pretty good. They were pretty weak pre-net. Oh, back to you, Bob. VE3KUZ, W8KRS.
Yeah, Ken, you were saying the signals were down at pre-net, and they certainly were. But you're like 20 over 9, so now you're doing great. So no problem to copy you whatsoever there. And hopefully, I can get this amplifier up to snuff as well, and you can get yours working. I've just been trying to figure out who's the best to order a tube from. Actually, I'm going to order a pair of tubes and keep this one I have here as a backup or a standby in case I need it. Anyway, thanks for joining us on the net tonight, Ken, and 7-3. We will break with you and pick up N8DAD. That's Barry out of Prudenville, Michigan. And after him, we'll pick up KE8CVW. But N8DAD, Barry, you are up. I heard a check-in out there. Go ahead, check-in. Okay, we got the pea shooter out there, Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November. You are on the list. Barry, you out there, November 8, Delta Alpha Delta.
Another check-in.
Well, since Barry's not responding and we're getting some more check-in requests, let's look around for check-ins then. Who was the other check-in?
Oh, hey, Bob, this is Mark, Whiskey 8 Yankee Alpha.
Mark, oh, good to hear from you. Whiskey 8 Yankee Alpha, you are on the list. Anybody else?
Kilo 8, Italy, Charlie Bravo.
Right, KE8VOX.
KE8 ICB and KE8VOX. So we got you there. Sorry, was that Kilo 8 ICB?
Correct, Kilo 8 ICB.
Okay, we got you, and we got KE8VOX. Anybody else? Any relays? All right. Well, we didn't hear from Barry, so we'll move on down the list to Kilo Echo 8 Charlie Bravo Whiskey. Joe out of Ypsilanti, go ahead. It's your turn.
Yeah, very good. Good evening, everybody. This is Joe, KE8 CBW here in Ypsilanti. Well, I think the bands are starting to get a little better. When I first chimed in, they were really bad. But I've been sitting back listening to just about everybody out there. The last check-ins were a little bit faint, but, you know, the propagation here for the last couple of weeks has really been bad. Yesterday was terrible. I didn't even bother on the radio yesterday. I turned it on and turned it right back off again. It didn't do any good. So hopefully it'll get better. But then again, you know, this is summer coming up, so, you know, we've got all the lightning crashes and bad propagation to begin with, so I hope this isn't the trend for what it's going to be for the rest of the summer. But anyway, just wave at everybody and turn it back over to Net Control from Joe, KE8 CBW here in Ypsilanti.
All right, great contact, great signal there from you, Joe. No problem to hear you. And I did hear somebody yelling contact out there. Contact, go ahead.
Yes, this is NADAD. I think I missed my turn, but I also wanted to say hello to Joe from NADAD Hostling.
Oh, well, good evening there, Barry. You were just before me. Why don't you go ahead and pick it up and tell everybody how you're doing up there. And thanks for stopping in from KE8 CBW. Barry, pick it up.
Yeah, okay, good evening, everybody. I was messing. I had a little issue with the 3D printer here, and I had to hurry and fix that. So good evening, everybody. I just fired up the old rig here, and I had a 40 through 10 end set put up here, and I figured out how I could zigzag 75 meter or along, 130 feet, I think, 32 feet in a small lot of property here. So here we are, and yeah, the band's been up in with the hoop, but I can actually hear people tonight, so that's a good thing. So I just want to say good evening to everybody, and also, I don't know if anybody can tell me, or Net Control can tell me, do they still have the sundown net, and I don't remember what frequency it was on, or maybe Net Control knows. Back to Net Control. Thanks a lot from NADAD.
NADAD, good to hear from you, Barry. I don't know about this, what'd you call it, the sundown net? I don't know anything about that net.
Anthony was running that. I don't know what frequency he was on. I don't know if it's still around or not. Anyway, all right, thank you. Net Control, NADAD.
Yeah, anybody else know about that net?
About a month ago I signed into it, Barry, so I know it's still around, but I haven't been on the radio that much in about a month.
Are we talking about the Michigan sundown net?
Yeah, Roger. What was the Michigan sundown net just then?
Yeah, they shut that down. Speed and the other fella, they shut that down a few months ago or so, a couple months ago anyway. Yeah, that hasn't been going on anymore there, Barry. N8SOB.
Sad to hear that. I really liked that. Matter of fact, I just put up a certificate here that I have. So, well, good deal. Thank you, everybody. We'll let it along here.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Barry. And we will break with you. And we're going to pick up Neil. Neil bought 9 dogs, NB9D. You're up, and you're going to be followed by Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November. But go ahead, Neil. It's your turn.
Yeah, VE3 KUZ here is November Bravo 9 Delta Neil in Bedford, New Hampshire, and we're on Sean's remote N8SOB. We saw Andy in here earlier, AB8MO. Wow, the band conditions have most certainly improved since yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen it so bad out here. I was out here in Sean's remote. We couldn't about hear just about anything. But it was interesting, though. We went out to a couple of the other bands. I think it was 20 meters and maybe a few others, and it was almost the complete opposite. It seemed like that solar flare actually increased the ability to make long-distance contacts and all that sort of stuff. So I heard a station out of Dublin, Ireland, and it was loud and clear. I mean, it sounded like the guy was next door. So, any rate, other than that, just enjoying a nice day today. Got Bailey next to us, and just really been enjoying tuning into the net, listening to what everyone has to say. Thank you for listening to what we have to say, and we'll send it back to Net Control, VE3, KUZ, NB90. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Neil, for joining us tonight. And yeah, I've seen that phenomenon you're talking about too, where you get the band all disturbed on some of the lower bands, and you go up to some of the upper bands, and you'll pick up all kinds of really cool DX. And that's the best time to work them because nobody else knows they're there yet. So you don't have to work with a pileup. Anyway, thanks for being with us tonight, Neil, and always a pleasure to hear you on the net. We will break with you, and we're going to pick up George in Highland, Indiana, and after him will be W8YA. That's Mark out of Highland, Michigan. Wow, 2 Highlands in a row. Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November. George, it's your turn.
Okay there, Bob. Victor, Echo 3, Kilo, Uniform, the Wizard of Windsor, and the wonderful Wolverine single sideband net. This is the pea shooter, Alpha Charlie 9, X-Ray November, down here in beautiful Highland, Indiana. Thank you for taking my call, Bob. Thank you for getting me in. I did not hear any signals on 8 meters all day yesterday until 7 p.m. Michigan time tonight, when all of a sudden I could hear you. You were about right at the noise level, about somewhere around a N3, and in about 20 minutes you're up to a N5. So you're sounding good here tonight in Highland. We had a beautiful day today. It rained most of the day. We had about an inch of rain, but it got up to a beautiful 67 degrees. But we got that north wind now coming down off Lake Michigan, so it's going to cool us off real fast. So everything is going as well as we expect. Hope the band at least another day or so. Thank you for picking me up. This is Alpha Charlie 9 or X-Ray November on the pea shooter from Highland, Indiana.
All right, George, thanks for getting on the net tonight. Glad to have you aboard. Sounding good. Your signal's almost up to an S9. You're about an S8, so you're getting there, almost your regular signal. So good to hear from you. And of course, I don't know if you know what's going on in Highland tonight. They don't seem to tell you much about what's going on in Highland, but we're going to break with you and see if Mark knows what's going on in Highland, Michigan. Whiskey 8 Yankee Alpha. Mark in Highland, Michigan, you're up.
Hey, VE3KUZ, Bob, and the Wolverine W8YA, Mark in Highland. Well, you know, it's funny, Bob, if you watch, George from Highland, Indiana, and I are right next to each other in the net very often. It happens all the time, and I've noticed. I have a hard time copying George, but it's funny because we're always right next to each other in the list, one way or the other. So I think it was George that said, you know, there are many very exciting things happening here in Highland. It's a very exciting place to be, and there's all kinds of things to do. I have no idea what they are, but they're, you know, I'm sure that that's going on. Something like that. But, well, you know, my fingers hurt tonight, Bob. I just set up a new guitar. I built a Fender Telecaster replica, and I haven't played in a long time, and I'm trying to play and practice and do some guitar, and boy, my fingers hurt because I don't have the tolerance built up. It's been years, and so that's been a lot of fun, and it's very interesting. Mahogany guitar body, maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard, and the kit you have to put it together yourself. $59 on Amazon. $59. So some things are getting more expensive, some things are getting less expensive. So it's something's got to change, like Maury said. Some of these things are out of control. And I also got a new barbecue grill. A brand new barbecue grill, and I put it together. That's very exciting. So same exact as the old one, an old Weber 3-burner, just a grill guy. But we can't remember when we bought the last one. They last a long time. And it still works. It's just getting rusty. So we decided to splurge. My wife found a good deal on one at work. So that's what's going on in this neighborhood, Bob. You're 10 over here. I was thumbing through what do you call it? YouTube, and I ran across Sean live video feed of the Wolverine Net. So I started listening, and man, I can't believe how low his noise level is and how well his antenna is. So I decided to run down here and get on the net and say hello to everybody. So hope you can hear me. Thanks for running the net. You're doing a great job. You make it look really easy, and it's not easy to do. So good job. VE3KUZ going international. Go ahead, Bob. W8YA.
WAYA. This is V3KUZ. Well, you are a man of many talents, Mark. You're building guitars and building barbecues, and what next, eh? Yeah, hopefully you can get your fingers back in shape and play that guitar. Yeah, you probably build up your fingertips, the calluses on them when you play regular, but when you haven't played for a while, I guess you'd have to kind of start over again. But hopefully you haven't lost your gift and talent for playing the guitar. I'm sure you'll get it back there, and but congrats on building that. That sounds like quite a project. Anyway, Mark, it's good to have you on the net, and always a pleasure to hear from you. And yeah, your signal's you're up over the S9 as well. So yeah, I don't think we're all that far apart either, though. You're just over there in Highland, so. Anyhow, we'll break with you, and we're going to pick up K8ICB. That's Imlay City Bob. And after him, we'll pick up K8VOX. That's Scott out of Vermilion, Ohio. But K8ICB, Bob, it's your turn.
All righty. Mark, are you still there? This is K8ICB.
I am still here.
Mark, I would love to talk to you about your guitar stuff. I do the guitar too. I'm a little rusty. I got an my email's good on QRZ, maybe we can set up a QSO even after the net. That would work. You and I share guitars and ham radios, so that's cool. All right. What's new in Imlay City? I'll answer the question. Today is the beginning of Garage Sale Mania, and Imlay City has that every year. It's a big deal. And Thursday is the opening day, and if you snooze, you lose. So it's a big deal Thursday morning. I think people probably even take that day off of work so they can get the good stuff. Well, I'm not a shopper. I should be holding my own sale. I got so much crap here I need to get rid of. Anyway. Oh my goodness, the bands are so much better than yesterday. Yesterday I spent a good portion of the evening, in almost midnight in the backyard with the bonfire going and my portable setup with my 40-foot spider beam fiberglass mast and my 40-meter lightweight and dipole in an inverted V. And the static crashes were absolutely horrible on 40. I let my friend come over and I let him operate. I don't think I set a peep on the microphone. He did it all, and I tended the fire. But anyway, we talked to a guy in North Carolina. Actually wrote us call sign down here. It's Kilo Z4 Echo Victor KZ4EV, Frank in North Carolina. This guy's 94 years old. Oh my goodness, and so sharp. Will talk your arm off. My friend Ron is very long-winded. He'll talk your arm off. This guy, Ron met his match. This guy would talk, oh my God. The CQ thing was like, 3 minutes long before he unkeyed the mic when he was saying CQ. Anyway, fun. You can tell I'm having a good time. I've been off for like 4 days to go back to work tomorrow. So, all right, I'm going to send it back to you, Mr. International Robert, Bob, VE3, KUZ. This is K8ICB. Back to net.
K8ICB, good to hear from you. This is VE3KUZ. Yeah, great signal coming right up there. You're like 20 over into the station here, so sounding good. And I was a little confused. Was that conversation your friend had with North Carolina, was that today or yesterday?
That was last night after the sun went down. When the static crashes were just crazy, and there was somebody on an adjacent signal, and we had to shift the thing and noise reduction, but we managed to hear them.
Very good. Yeah, the band did come back together after things settled down. Like during the day, things were pretty bad. But the static crashes on 80 meters were way worse than on 40. So a good thing you stayed on 40, because it's probably bad enough there. But anyway, good to hear from you, and glad that you could join us tonight on the net. And hopefully you and Mark can exchange some information there about the guitars. So I see he's not a real guitar player, but he's a guitar maker. Anyhow, we'll break with you, Bob, and we're going to pick up KE8VOX. That's Scott out of Vermilion. And after that, we're going to have a look around, see if there's any more check-ins. KE8VOX, Scott, it's your turn.
VE3KUZ, this is KE8VOX. Scott over here on the shores of Lake Erie in Vermilion, Ohio. Well, not a whole lot to do today. It's been raining since 10 o'clock, and it was 10 o'clock this morning, and it's a cool rain. I was supposed to, I did get my lawnmower, my Sparta riding lawnmower, and they delivered it today right there at 10 o'clock when it started raining, but I still mowed the yard. I mowed in the rain after I got it out of the crate and all that stuff that they do, and got it out, mowed the yard, got all wet, and
came back home and been trying to get warm ever since. But everything's going good besides the rain down here. Great hearing everybody. Tonight the band's great compared to last night and the night before. Last night pretty much couldn't hear nobody. And tonight I'm hearing people that I normally can't hear. So I'm hearing more local people, or not local, but then closer people, I should say, than what I normally do. I usually don't hear neither one of the Highland hams, and today I heard them both, so that was kind of enjoyable there, picking them up, because usually they fade out on me when I guess we're too close or something. I don't know, but nice listening to them and hearing about their guitars and whatnot, and great hearing everybody. And this is that's all I got. This is KE8VOX. I'm going to send it back to you there, Bob. BE3KUZ73.
Well, thanks for jumping in there, Scott, and joining us on the Wolverine Net. Pleasure to have you aboard. Yeah, I didn't have much else to do today either. It's kind of same thing here, kind of rainy, miserable day. Well, it's not all that bad, but I didn't want to spend much time outside today, that's for sure. Anyway, we are glad to have you aboard in 7-3, Scott. You take care. We'll catch you again, I'm sure. And now we're going to have a look around, see if there's anybody else wanting to check into the Wolverine single sideband net. Please give me your call sign and I'll get you on the list. This is Victor Echo 3 Kilo Uniform Zulu. Okay, we had a pile up there. That's kind of cool. Got Whiskey 1, Charlie Fox Lima, and KJ4 SBC. There was a couple others in there. Come on back. We'll try and get you on the list. Any more check-ins? Check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net. Well, it sounded like we had more in there than there was, I guess. So, okay, we'll go down to Whiskey 1, Charlie Fox Lima. You're up. Go ahead.
Roger that. W1CFL, Jameson Landis, Wolverine 636. Good to hear one tonight by the radio gods. Really got a good booming signal coming in from that area there tonight. Good sound. And hearing all the other stations well also. 76 degrees was the high today here in Landis. And initially, but came out. It's just been a really nice day. Wish we could say 76 degrees all the time. It's just right. But nothing else report to know of. And so I hope everyone there on Wolverine Net's doing well. I'll say 7-3 and turn back over to net control. W1CFL.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, James. Definitely appreciate hearing from you, and you're quite a regular here on the Wolverine single sideband net. Sounds like you had a much nicer day down there than we did up here. Kind of cloud cover in this whole area, so lots of rain. But anyway, that's good for the grass and trees and crops and all that stuff, so we shouldn't complain. So I'll break with you, James, and we'll pick up Ray, KJ4 small block Chevy. Ray, it's your turn. Go ahead.
KUZ, Mr. 5, Kilo Juliet Forest here. I'll try to Ray. I'm going to tell you, Bill. This day it is currently 80 degrees. Very lightly clouded, real high clouds. But anyway, beautiful day today. We still got, looks like we got some rain or something moving in, and we had boomers this big time. Anyway, other than that, not a whole lot going on. Just want to say hello to all the everyone. Have an easy. Thanks for getting us in here. And, man, you just popped in here a couple minutes ago, so we decided we'd go ahead and give it a shot. This is Kilo Juliet 4. It's there, Bravo Charlie. Going to turn it back over to Kilo Echo 3 Kilo Uniform Zulu. Thank you, Bob.
All right, Ray. Your signal's coming up slowly. I think the band is picking up for us. So you're about an S8, just an S8 tonight. So not your usual signal yet, but hey, I can hear you. No problem. Copy you at all, Ray. So 7-3, and you take care. We will break with you, and we'll have another look around, see if there's anybody else wanting to check into the Wolverine single sideband net. Please call VE3 KUZ now. Any relays? One last try. Any more check-ins for the Wolverine single sideband net, please call now. Well, I'm not hearing anybody else, so I guess it's time to shut her down here, and I'd like to thank everyone who checked into the net tonight. This is Victor Echo 3 Kilo Uniform Zulu, your net control from Windsor, Ontario, now closing this evening's edition of the wonderful Wolverine single sideband net. Good night and 73 to all.
KA480.
Was there somebody else out there?
Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Tango Tango.
Relay.
Yeah, I heard something ending in kilo, but go ahead, relay.
Yeah, I think that was, is that you, Sam?
Yes, sir.
Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Tango Tango.
I didn't hear him at all, and I usually hear him pretty good.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing anybody.
You want him to go ahead and pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead, pick it up. KA4ATT, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Kilo Alpha 4 Alpha Tango Tango. Sam in Kannapolis. Wolverine 661. Hope everyone had a good day. I won't hold long since I know he has closed the net already. 7-3 to everyone. Sorry about the late check-in. KA4ATT.
All right there, Sam. Good to hear you, buddy. Got a good copy on you here tonight with between the static crashes there, so glad we can get you in here. Yep, that's Sam in Kannapolis, Wolverine 661. N8SOB, back to you. Back to net control.
All right. Yeah, I did hear him fading in and out on me there between the static crashes, so... yeah, we're going to wrap her up here now. This is VE3KUZ. I'm going to be QRT, and let's see if Taz got the file.
I think they said that their grandkid has stopped by, so I'm not sure if they're by the radio or not. I'm sure they have it up, though.
Yeah, I'll save it in case they need me to email it or something later on.
There you go. Good idea. Hey, thanks for running the net there, Bob. 25 over now. N8SOB. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, John. Thanks for your help.
the 220 megahertz transceivers. Have you ever had one when the Sturock system was up and running? Maybe you had one. So it looks like the Lark Livingston Club out here they've got some new equipment, and they're going to put the old 220 frequency back on the air here as soon as they get all things put together. But they got the antenna, they got the repeater, they got to put some programming, I guess, and so I'm digging my stuff out. I got a little antenna. I have to put it back up on a pole someplace, and I do have an ICOM 38A. It used to be the one that used to belong to the club. And I've got a couple of old Clegg 76ers here, believe it or not. I think they were part of the old repeater system. So, anyway, I just wonder if you got any of that kind of stuff laying around. It might be somebody that might be interested in that. So, let's see. Anybody else out there in the weeds? When we go around again, W8VS.
And 8SOB.
Hi, Sean. I don't hear any other than yourself. And, yeah, Mark, YA was just giving you some praise a few minutes ago, probably before you got here. So we got me, we got YA, Mark, I got SW, Mark, we got Terry, RUR, and yourself. So what you got to say for yourself? How'd you do in the weather over the weekend? N8SOB, W8VS, or during the week, I guess.
All right, they're Rich, W8VS, N8SOB. Yeah, I guess, we fared all right. I mean, it did get pretty windy and what have you, but, I mean, considering what happened just south of me down in Algonac and on the west side of the state over by Portage and Kalamazoo, we fared out pretty well. Everything's still up and, just got some good rain and cooled down real fast as well. So, we got 50 degrees right now and, definitely on the chilly side, but it's all right. The breeze is what makes it so cold. But other than that, just counting down the days until the weekend again. As the sands through the hourglass, and so the world turns, and blah blah blah. So yeah, just got done helping out in the Wolverine Net there. Man, bands have been real bad. Don't need to tell you, I'm sure you've seen it. But I've found that the higher bands have actually been all right. When 75 meter completely went kaput last night, I went around and made a contact on 15 meters to a POTA station in Arizona on sideband, and listened to a nice conversation from a fella in Dublin on 17 meters, and the band on the higher bands were still in good shape. But man, we had a couple X-class flares go on last night, and we've been hovering around M-class all day today, I suppose. But yeah, it looks like it's not too bad here tonight there, Rich. So we're here for the duration, standing by, seeing who else is out there. W8VS and 8SOB.
Well, okay. We didn't hear anybody else chime in there, and yeah, I saw some pictures. I think it must have been, I don't know if it was in one of the marinas up there in Algonac or up in that area someplace. The winds had just relaunched a few of the boats up on shore, I guess, and tipped a few of them over, and didn't see too much on that, but did see that. And Mark got a new barbecue, and that's something I got to go shopping for too. I wanted to get another small one for camping. I had one, and it finally just kind of rusted itself beyond all repair. And you only use it about once or twice a year when I go out to the ham camp and maybe cook some brats on it and put it away and get it out the next year or so. But I'm going to go down and see if I can find another one. And anyway, okay, let's move it along here. Let's go down the list here again, and we got a couple of minutes, and we'll open the door up. We'll let the rest of them, and Randy's probably sitting there ready to slide in, and a few others. Anyway, Mark, W8YA, and you got a good signal over here in Brighton tonight, W8VS.
Yeah, okay. It took me an extra minute. I got the kitten here with me. He's trying to take a nap with me, and now I disturbed him, and now he's leaving. He got all mad. But he was all curled up with me and trying to stay warm here in the cold basement. Oh, hey, look, my meters work. Yeah, because I got it on 200-watt scale. It didn't like the 2,000-watt scale. So, okay. Well, I hope everybody can hear me. Yeah, got a new barbecue grill, and took me an hour or two to put it together. You know, the instructions are not bad at all. And all the parts were sealed in little individual baggies, and boy, they had this thing packaged. They wouldn't want to scratch on any piece. They had every piece in its own little padded bag, and cardboard reinforcements, heavy-duty stackable cardboard reinforcements, styrofoam packing, and man, this thing was. You don't even have as much packing material when you get a transceiver shipped to you that this drill had on it, and so they did a really nice job. Anyway, that's all I know. Yeah, I got that guitar built, and I've been playing that guitar, and now my fingers are hurting because I play too much, and just getting it tuned in and trying to get everything, perfectly playable with no buzz and, good action on it, and so at a point where it'll hold a tune, won't go out of tune that fast. So, and a friend of mine gave me a little amplifier. It's a Crate. That's the brand name, Crate, C-R-A-T-E, 150-watt dual speaker amp with distortion. So it's pretty cool. It's nice and loud. It's a little bit louder than my daughter's little 10-watt job that she bought. That's a real Fender, though. So anyway, yeah, it's cool. I got a Fender Telecaster, and I put it together myself, and the tongue oil stains coming in tomorrow, and we're going to sand it out and finish it, and it'll be a fun project. In fact, I bought 2 of them. So when I get done with the first one, I'm going to build the second one. So we'll have and we have a couple of acoustics, and we have an Epiphone electric too. So we actually have quite a few instruments in the house. We also have 2 upright pianos in the house as well. So we have quite a few musical instruments in the house. Not that I play any of them. KB8SW, WAYA.
Well, no Randy yet, so I guess he'll be coming along sooner or later. Thank you very much there, Mark. W8YA, KB8SW, and the rest of the group. They probably packed that barbecue because it's a long way from China. Not necessarily a slow boat, but a long way. And they didn't want anything to happen to it and have it to go back to somewhere to get, replaced or whatever. So that's good. Rich, in regards to a barbecue, are you looking for a charcoal barbecue or a propane gas barbecue when you come back? And good to hear you out there, Sean. Sound real good. Everybody sounds real good tonight. I have a very, not boasting by any means, low noise level tonight, but everybody sounds really good. And Terry, I meant to ask you, you had sent out your Kenwood amplifier for repair and restoration. 1, did you get it back? And 2, if you did, what was wrong with it? And other than that, I'm just going to pass it on down to you right now and listen for the rest of the people that chime in. W8RUR, KB8SW.
Okay, KB8SW, W8RUR. Hey, hold on a second. Okay, well, whenever the amplifier fell off the table, I guess it jarred something or other, and there were some extra circuit boards that were installed by another technician, and one of those boards went bad. It didn't have a receive to transmit capability. It always seemed to want to be in transmit. So this guy had it for about probably 3 months, but he had to tear everything out of it and put it back together again the way it was in the schematic. And when he put it all back together again, everything worked. So he's up in Oxford, and he did a pretty good job, and I've been using it upstairs ever since. I still have my SB 220 up there, but I've been using that TL 922. It's a lot easier to tune, and I get more power out of it. And I just ran upstairs and turned off the steamer. I got a chicken sitting in the steamer warming up, so I'll go back upstairs and turn it back on again a little bit later when I get done with the next go-around. And as far as 220 there, Rich, well, I did have equipment because I was going to be putting up a 220 repeater. I mean, I had the 2-meter jobs, and I had 440, and I was going to put up a 2-meter. And something I forgot got involved either with work or health or something in the family, and I had to back out of it. So it never went through. But no, I do not have anything anymore on 220. So NASOB, W8RUR.
All right. Okay. Well, it's anybody else out there want to get out?
WB8 DDV.
N8SA.
There we go. We got a couple guys to pass it off to, so we'll get it off to Randy there. Randy, you pass it off to who cares? Hey, good evening, Bill. Good to hear you, buddy. Always good to hear you. Put a smile on my face, that's for sure. Good evening, Randy. Sounding good. And good deal there. You know, that's sad to hear that the Kenwood there, Terry, does more than the 220. I've always had better. I love my 220. It's been a great amplifier. I got the updated Peter Dahl transformer in it, and all the Harbach mods, and the Amprax tubes, and yeah, that's a solid amp. But you're sounding good tonight, and good evening there, Mark SW. Good to hear you as well. Good signal. Yeah, the good signals all the way around. Everybody's at least 10 over, if not better, but the good average of 10 over anyway. Even you, Rich, you're 5 to 10 over. So good to hear the other Mark there on the new barbecue. We just got done talking to him on 75 meters, so good to have him here. And we're also on on YouTube. If you search the 160 meter, just M160M Michigan group on YouTube, it's on there. I was doing it for the Wolverine Net, and I was like, well, let's just go ahead and we'll run it this way too. So keep it going, sharing the screen off the ICOM. I don't know, gives perspective and little some viewership for ham radio, and get to experience what I hear. So anyway, yeah, I'm just getting everything ducks in a row for my daughter's graduation party. Her last day is in 7 days from tomorrow. So next Friday is her last day of high school ever, and all the marching practice starting, and she's got prom this Saturday. And oh boy, things are really starting to come together here. So yeah, I'm excited for her for sure. Definitely excited to get the oldest graduated, and I definitely take a little bit more love into it and appreciation, because she's been living with me for the last 3.5 years now. So definitely proud of that. So anyway, let's go over to Randy and see what's going on in Brighton there on the other side. WB8DDV, and then pass it over to our buddy Bill there. Go ahead, Randy. N8SOB.
Hey, Sean, before you give it to Randy, go over that YouTube thing again. I've typed in 160M and don't get you.
Oh, okay. I'll look at it. I got the title there. I'll relook at it and see what we got there. Okay, I'll look into that. N8SOB.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sean. N8SOB. And the rest of the group out there, I'm not sure exactly who's out there, but good evening to all. This is WB8DDV, Brighton Township. Yeah, the band sounds a little noisy here for me tonight, but maybe it's still a little early. I don't know. I think the bands were pretty unstable today, for me anyway. I wonder how they were for everybody else. I did make a few contacts, so I think one 10-meter contact and a few on 15, but nothing You know, nothing exotic or anything. But it was a good radio day, or whatever you want to do to stay out of the rain. But anyway, yeah, that's about. I didn't do a great deal today. I just a whole lot of nothing. When you can't think of what you did, you know it. You didn't have a very productive day. I think I didn't have a very productive day. But anyway, you know, the day's not over. I could still get something accomplished. Bill, what did you do today? N8SA. Take it away, WBA-DDV.
Oh, okay. Well, I was working a little bit out in my shed, actually my wife's shed. We're making her she shed for her. And I bought it pre-assembled, had it delivered. It's 12 by 16. And it's a very cute little thing. Anyhow, I'm trying to get electrical in it. And, of course, I got to find somebody qualified to do that stuff. But yeah, that's what I was playing with, getting the lighting in there first. Anyhow, other than that, played a little bit of radio, and like you said, it was flaky. I mean, it was 1 minute it was wide open, the next minute it was nothing. So yeah, there's something going on. I don't know whether we're going to get us flare or what the hell's going on, but anyhow, that's the story. So I'm looking here at 15 meters, and Malawi is out there. So if anybody wants that, Turkey, Croatia, Italy, Spain, Argentina, Indonesia. That's not a bad one. So anyhow, yeah. Of course, Indonesia is talking to Yugoslavia. Yeah, that's really tells me a lot. Anyhow, so yeah, that's it. Tomorrow, ham lunch in Mount Clemens, and looking forward to that. I got to tell you guys a story. You know, I've got a motorhome. Most of you do know that. I've got a 35-foot Class A. It has 4 bump outs. Well, one of them decided this spring that it wasn't going to work. I was trying to open it up to get it cleaned up and, you know, ready for the season, for Dayton, actually. And the darn thing, the one of them would not work, the one that's got the fold-up bed. And a couch that folds out. Anyhow, that's where Mike, W8MJC, he and I do Dayton together, and that's where he usually sleeps. Well, that one decided it wasn't going to go out. It's got 2 motors in it, and they sync normally when it goes out in and out. Well, one motor was dead as a doornail. And now this is a 2018. I bought it brand new from General RV rather. And it had a problem. Oh, geez, I don't think I had it 3 weeks. And that same slide acted up. And I had to have it was out and it wouldn't come in. And I had to have a technician come out here on a service call to pull the motor clear and get it so we could haul it into General, because they don't come out to the house. So anyhow, I did that, and about a week later got it back, and things been working good since then. But this spring, like I said, that sucker wouldn't work. The one motor was dead. Again, the exact same motor. And the guy just called me yesterday and said that, as the technician that was working on it, said, I don't know who you had working on this, but they were idiots. He said they put Scotch locks on the wires to patch up the wiring or whatever the hell they did, and just made a mess. And not only that, but they wrapped the power wire, the positive, around the motor. And it got it to it was in the point where it was being pinched, and it basically pinched it off, but not before burning the motor up. So motor, $750, and a week to get it, and I'll be lucky if it gets here before Dayton. So I'm a little cheesed off. Nothing I can do, you know, against General. I'd love to, but I don't think there's anything I can do. Anyhow, so that's my irritation for today. Back to you there, Sean, and then you can pass it on, NSA.
All right, yeah, I'll give it back to Rich. Yeah, just go ahead and in the YouTube search and search for N8SOB. That's the easiest way to find that. Back to you, Rich. N8SOB.
WD8CRQ. Okay, I got you, Armin. Okay, let me go down the list of who we got, then we'll see if there's any more out there. We got myself, we got W8YA, Mark, KB8SW, Mark. And we got Terry, W8RUR, cooking his chicken. Sean, N8SOB, Brandy, DDV, Bill, SA. Now we got Armin, CRQ. And anybody else like to jump on the train here, W8VS?
Whiskey 8, Oscar, Mike, Charlie.
Okay, maybe that's the end of the train. Good evening, Ken. And so I'll say a couple of my comments. And one before I forget, Mark, or SW, I'm looking for just a small propane one that runs on the 1 pound bottle. That's what I had. It's small, and actually I think I still got 1 or 2 bottles of the propane left. Okay, let's go over to Armin, see what he's doing tonight. WD8CRQ with Ken on deck, W8VS.
Well, good evening, guys. WD8CRQ up here in Eau Gray, Michigan, and nice cool 55 degrees. And my truck's in the shop, getting a new rear bumper. Since I got hit a few times on the bumper, and I did a few good jobs on it myself. So I think this is the 4th bumper I've put on. So anyway, I'm just hoping when I go on the fox hunt on Saturday, I don't back up into anything or nobody doesn't break right and smack into me. So we'll see what happens. It's good about hearing about all these motorhome problems. Boy, I tell you, I almost bought a motorhome one time or did a lot of that stuff, and I said, you know, first place, I can't travel that slow. That's why I bought a Corvette, and then I stay at motels, so. Not much else going here. Sean and everybody sounds pretty good. Kenny was a little on the weak side when I was listening to him. But, Ken, if you can hear me, I guess it's over to you. W8OMC. Over to you, Kenny.
Okay, Armin, very good. WD8CRQ up at Gray. Here's W8OMC. Excuse me. W8OMC from the W8RJ remote South Lyon, Michigan. About 15 miles away from me, west of me. So, yeah, let's just bring up the lightning map here, lightningmaps.org. And, yeah, it's better condition than I thought, except a little bit, some QSB on Armin, so he's the furthest one away. I'm pretty sure. So, and, yeah, what, about 300 miles away for those storms going through western Ohio, no, eastern Ohio, southeast Ohio. Anyways, okay, very good. I hope everybody had a nice day, except for maybe a little wet, which you got to expect for that for this time of year. So anyways, at least it's not a deluge, and but and JKF stuff going on the Weather Channel there. Was watching a lot of storms bubbling all in down south and so forth, especially where the lightning is coming from. So anyways, had a good supper, showered up, and feeling okay. Hopefully everybody's doing well. So I'm the Moose's Kaboo butt here so far, so maybe we can just after a quarter after the hour. So I'll send it back to Rich. W8VS for now, W8OMC remote.
Yeah, okay, Ken. And I think Senior Smoke. I think that was you I heard out there. Are you out there, or JKF? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is KE8JKF. A little bit of a late check-in this evening, so put me somewhere, like at the bottom of the list.
Well, you're at the bottom of the list. I don't know how long you've been listening, but any comments you want to make at the moment here?
I just popped in here. I've been doing a little bit of work in the garage, organizing some stuff, and had had some batteries to return to the store for a core charge, and it's been raining a fair bit around here, it seems like. My wife started cutting the grass today. I guess she finished in the rain. I'll finish a good portion of it. I'm like, ooh. Not the greatest for the berries on the mower deck. Let's not make that a habit. But, other than that, not a whole lot to report.
Okay, I guess you're done.
Yep, I'm done.
All right, anyone else out there? W8VS for the Thursday 160 group.
88 Shelby.
Well, crank it up a little bit, Doug. A little noisy there. I was kind of wondering if you're going to be in here tonight, so go ahead and take one. Let's see how we do. KD8HLV, W8VS.
Nobody's got real great signal tonight, but I hear you, and hello, KD8HLV. Back to you. One and done. I'll listen out.
Oh, don't be like that, Doug. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, I hear you too. I love you, man.
I love you, buddy. I miss you.
Oh, that's good. Hang around there. I know Doug hangs around. He listens a lot, and one of these days maybe we'll get Joe CBW. He was kind of contemplating maybe trying to put up a real 160 antenna, so maybe he'll do that. And he put some poles up there and he'll get his 80 meter antenna up a little bit higher. So I think he's still got something going, but he was having trouble with some kidney stones as well. So I hope he didn't wind up in the hospital again. So I think he's been in the ER 2-3 times here recently. So let's see here. What have I got for comments? I'm sorry about all your problems there with the with the motorhome there, Bill, and that's got to be frustrating. And that was, I never did have one with a slide out or a push out, and I'll be very honest with you, I don't think I would ever have one. I know there's a lot more room and they're set up. Everything is great when it works right. Yeah, just like all these new cars and new computers, new radios. Hey, it's really great till they quit working. And you either got to put it in a box or call the serviceman, or even some of these high energy or high efficiency furnaces and stuff. Their lifespan is not too long, but they're good while they're working. So let's see what else. I noticed inflation is setting into the local nurseries too. Randy, I think you said you were out doing some nursery shopping, getting some plants. But I was down at went to one place today. They didn't have any small veggie plants at all. So I went down to Myers Flowerland down here, and they got some. But they're Bidenflation has set in on them. They used to get a little pot there that had 4 little plants in it. Now they got different kind of pots. They only got three plants in them. But the price is the same. But they've saved the plant, so they put it in another box. So you get 3 for your price instead of 4. But I think Mr. Biden is trying to tell us all it's just our imagination. It really isn't there. The inflation or the economy is doing wonderful. With that, over to W8YA, W8VS.
Hey, W8VS, W8YA. Well, I heard you mention Doug. I can't believe he was actually in there. I'll just have to talk to him on 2 meters. Maybe his amp doesn't work on 160. I don't know. But I probably got to get that Peter Dahl transformer like Sean was talking about for my SD220. When I go to the high voltage setting, the single sideband setting, it starts snapping and crackling in there. So I need to have somebody look at it. But that's probably what it is. There's something going on with that transformer. The wiring needs more insulation or something. It's just too old. But I do like it. It's a real flamethrower. I dig it. And it seems to be very forgiving of all my mistakes that I make. So, yeah, I like it. Well, hello Terry, and hello Randy, and Sean, I know joined, and Marco, JKF. Bill, sorry about the trouble with your trailer. You know, I mean, they should give you that old motor back. I wonder if that, for $750, you could probably have it rewound or repaired or something. That's a lot of money for a small electric motor. I wonder if you could find something equivalent at Harbor Freight or Northern Tool and, you know, kind of rig up, you know, your own replacements if that thing dies again. I don't know, just a thought. And I sent an email out to K at ICB. I don't know if he's listening, but I talked to him on the Wolverine Net. He wanted to talk about guitars, so I told him about this net. Maybe, I don't know if he can get on 160. We'll see. And heck, that's all I know. I don't know what else to talk about. They went out to a restaurant, brought me a salad home for dinner. It was really good. So I got a full belly. And, man, life is good. What can you say? Except for the weather. I'm down in the shack in the basement and the heater's not running, so it's kind of cold down here, but I'll probably turn in early anyway. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. KB8SW, W8YA.
You were hitting 5.9 there, W8YA, K8KKF. Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, he was. Band's still doing pretty good. KB8SW, except for Doug. Just a little bit low, but I could hear you and make a conversation with you. W8YA, thank you, KB8SW. Well, my notes. Rich, don't bother buying a barbecue. When I get done on this net, I will go take a picture of my barbecue that I will give you. And it's a propane. You know, you hook it up to your bottle. And it served us well when we were camping years ago. Don't need it now because the pop-up trailer came with one built in. So I can barbecue outside all I want. And Bill, in regards to General Trailer, we bought our first pop-up camper from General Trailer back in the early 80s. Back in Mount Clemens. Back then, we had no issues. They were very, very good with us. Had just some minor little things that had to be taken care of, like a dead battery, and no questions asked. And although, having said that, more and more people that I have talked to recently over the years have had nothing but bad words to say about General Trailer, about their service and sales, and they just have nothing good to say about them. So you're probably just another one to add to the list of their fodder to make a lot of money on because you're a captive audience. And let's see, Mark, I got a question for you. You kind of frowned upon your wife cutting the grass that was wet with the mower deck. Tell me, why is that a problem? Is it just because of the thickness of the, what do you call it, the clippings getting stuck on the underside and bogging down the motor, or is there a bearing issue with regards to it? Other than that, let's see, what else? Jerry, I'm going to turn it over to you, W8RUR, KB8SW.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much. Perfect timing. I went upstairs and put the steamer back on, so my chicken is getting nice and hot. We got some pickles and tomatoes and lettuce, and a macaroni salad to go along with that. Yum, yum. But I was seeing on television that they're going to be having a grand opening introduction to the old Conrail building downtown Detroit. I'd like to get down there because I used to have a remote receiver site. A couple, 2 or 3 of us back in the 80s, and went ahead and installed a mast pipe on the side of the building up at the tower at the penthouse, and installed a monitor Phelps Dodge fiberglass thick antenna. And that area coverage, I was able to pick up mobiles about 35 miles south of Windsor. We're making it into that remote receiver site. And we spent a lot of time. The elevators were not working. We had to walk the stairs all the way up to the top and had to take the antenna and put it in between the stairwell and pull it up with a rope, step by step, floor after floor, to get it up there to the top. But we had it operational shortly, and then they got into that squabble where they thought that maybe the Detroit Police Department was going to be moving in there. They were going to be doing some building, so they told me to get the stuff off of the building. But I got some black and white photos of that. I should go down there to the grand opening and take some general pictures of inside that building, and then show them, hey, guess what? I used to be here on this building. Yeah, they on the other floors, when you went up there, they had records of the railroad transportation and passenger listing going back to the 1930s. And old yellow stinky papers. The windows are broken out, and the rain was getting in there. It was really a dirty mess. It was a home for the pigeons. Okay, 7-3s, everybody. Have a blessed night. We'll catch you guys later. So over to N8SOB, W8RUR. 7-3 and good night.
All right there, Terry, W8RUR, N8SOB. Well, I'll tell you what, Randy had a big signal, 20 over his first go, and then as we come around, I got Mark SW at a 25 over. And, yeah, Bill, he's 25-30 over. That guy's always screaming in here, man. He's so loud. You're so loud, Bill. Oh, but, man, hopefully, yeah, that sounds like that kind of, you get all set up for getting to, you know, go do some things, and things are holding you up. I definitely can relate to that, buddy. So hopefully something can get worked out with you, and something else will work it out. So I'm still on the fence about going to Dayton. I don't know yet. I don't know. I still got reservations for a hotel there, and I have until the 15th to cancel them. So I got a handful of days here to decide if I'm going to go or not. But other than that, good to hear you there, Ken. And Doug, a little light, Doug. Normally I always got good copy of everybody, but you're a little light, Doug, a little light. But at least somebody's hearing you. So real good there. Oh, excuse me, what we got? 8:30, and yeah, it's starting to get some static crashes here and there, but boy, the signals are really coming up and over it with no problem. So yeah, like I said, I'll be here for the duration. I don't know if I have anything to add there. Yeah, like I said, these YouTube stream that I got going on, yeah, if you just go ahead and type in the YouTube search as my call sign, you know, N8SOB there, you know, my page should, you know, pop up. Make sure you click on the little live. Don't click on a video and you think, well, this isn't it. But it's there anyway. So, and then it also will be there for further reference so you guys can see how loud you actually were here. All right, let's pass it down to, and Armin. Yeah, I almost forgot about Buddy Armin there. You're sounding good. It was weird. You had one wave, like Ken said, of QSB. You dropped down to about an S7 and boop, right back up to about a 10 to 15 over. So that was pretty crazy. But good evening to you as well there, Armin. Randy, WB8DDV and 8SOB.
Randy, can I take a break here for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to see if there's any latecomers to the group here while I got a chance, and there may be some fellows that have come off of the LarkNet out here that might be available. So any late check-ins for the Thursday night 160 group, W8VS.
Is that any better, Sean?
Okay, I think you were a little better up here too, Doug. Maybe switch to the 160 antenna. Huh. Anybody else out there want to join the group tonight? Well, I don't hear anybody. I thought maybe HEA might be here, but guess not. Okay, Randy, I'll carry on. I did talk to Tor today. Had a nice contact with Tor. He was 20 over 9. He gave me the same thing over there, and he's just doing good. And I talked to Anna over in the Azores, CU2YK. And another station you'd probably never talk to, Randy, is Yankee Mike 3 Kilo Bravo, special event station from Turkey. That was on 20 tonight. WB8DDV, W8VS.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Rich. W8VS. And the group WB8DDV, Brighton Township. Yeah, well, I have talked to Turkey before. I had quite a contact with a guy one time in Istanbul. We just started as an ordinary contact, and then I found out he was a violin player. Then we continued our contact for the next 45 minutes. Yeah, sometimes, things like that happen. Anyway, Bill, good deal on the she shed. We put up a she shed up at the marina summer before last, I guess. And yeah, it was a kit, and you put those things together, and ours came together real nice, and really helps to store things. We only have 2 slide outs on our RV trailer up at the marina. So man, I can't imagine 4. That one of our slide outs is very big though. It's always a nail biter, Bill, when we and we were up there last Wednesday, not yesterday, but a week from yesterday. Was our opening day up at the marina, May 1st. And when I get the 120 volt hooked up and the battery in the RV trailer, then I've got enough power to attempt to slide the slides out. But you always those things they're built like junk. I don't care. Your Class A is probably built a little bit better than our RV trailer. Ours is a 42-foot a destination style. It's nothing I would hit the road with, but it's not made very well. You find out after a few years. Anyway, yeah, no problems this year. Both slide outs went out nice, and I've got jacks that I hold them up once they're all out there. So knock on wood, everything so far is going good. Rich, I'll tell you what, Linda went to Meyer Flowerland yesterday, and she got some tomatoes, snap peas, what else? I think some cucumbers, a few things. But yeah, you're right. You don't get, the bang for the buck is pretty tough. Now the place we went, I think it was 4 days ago. It's called Wojciechowski's, and it's in Howell, Wojciechowski, something like that. And it's a more of a private flower. What do they call it? Greenhouse. And the prices there are about a third of what you pay at a Meyer Flowerland. So Linda always likes it. Of course, once they're out, they're out. It's not a big outfit, but and then you got to go to your standard places like Home Depot and Meyer Flowerland and Bordines and those places. But you're paying high dollar for the stuff compared to these private places. Good deal on talking to tour. The conditions were the bands were unsettled for sure, but there was some they seemed to stretch out to like a tour in Norway. I didn't talk to tour, but I did talk to somebody in Finland today, and Finland and I don't know where else, Poland and Italy. Those places tend to be a little more stretched out than the sort of standard European. Anyway, let's move it right along here. Bill, N8SA to take it, and rest of the group out there, WB8DDV.
Okay, very good. And Yeah, I am definitely going to Dayton one way or another, and yeah, those big slides on the trailer you mentioned. I think they usually call those a super slide, where they're really, really long. Well, I've got 2 long ones and 2 short ones. The 2 short ones have the twin motors. The 2 big ones have hydraulics, and they work wonderfully. I have no problem whatsoever with those. Those little ones are the ones that are a real pain. The one for my bed in the back is 2 motors, and they're 12 volts. And you have to start the engine, you know, the motorhome engine, and have the brakes set and all that kind of junk in order to push them out. But anyhow, enough of that nonsense. But yeah, it's irritating. Oh, and if you're going down to Dayton, you care to drop in to see me, I'm camping right on the site, and lot 167, lot 167, and the door will be open to anybody who wants to come and visit. As long as we're there. You just have to knock on the door to see if we're there. Mike likes to hit the outdoor exhibit. I like to hit the indoors, and then we talk to each other on the phone, or we set up a radio frequency, whatever. If we're doing radios, it's going to be on Fusion, so probably be a little bit hard to find. Anyhow, other than that, I think I'm going to make this my final. I see 40 meters is open, and I'm going to see what I can do here. Montenegro is on 40-meter FT8, so I think I'm going to try my hand at that. 7-3, guys, and good evening, NNSA.
Okay, Harmon, you wake up. It's your turn there. WDHCRQ with Ken on deck. W8VS.
I'll wake up. WDHCRQ. Hey, you know, I remember at one time, didn't those slides just slide out? You could do it manually. If the motors didn't work, you could pull them out and you could push them back in. I would think, you know, you could do that. You could just disconnect it and pull it out or push it back in. But anyway, okay, I don't know. And on turkey, well, yeah, I've talked to turkey many times. In fact, I was talking to a turkey the other day, and he finally ran off, too. So, I don't know. Not much else going up here. Gosh, it's been chilly up here. And it was chilly here today. Carol was out getting her flowers, too, Randy. I tell you, she was out there with her girlfriend. And they had lunch somewhere, and they had a great time, and they finally showed up at 4 p.m. So, from 9:30 to 4:30. And she got herself into some trouble. She got quite a few flowers. Hi. And she just kind of smiled and said, yeah, it's nice to have a truck. So, good to hear Sean and everybody. Everybody's doing good. Even Kenny, I can hear you. There's no problem. And Smoke's okay, too. So, Ken, it's over to you. W8OMC, WDHCRQ.
Okay, Armin, very good. WDHCRQ, W8OMC remote. Yeah, you're 6, being anywhere between 6 and 8, flopping around a little bit. But, yeah, with the a little bit of static crashes in there, but a little bit much better than I thought it was, even better than this morning on 80 meters. So, anyways, we've had quite a bit of solar activity here. Just only let's see, we had 3 hours ago, or 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, another one 47 minutes ago, and 29 minutes and 2 minutes. So all kinds of small flares. These are all small M-class moderate. They classify them as moderate, 1.46. I would think that's kind of minor, but anyways. So let's see what happens tomorrow and the future. Hopefully, this is not just sunspots is what we want. We don't want flares. And I still can't figure out why the band conditions from the one that's on the phone says that 10 meters is good during the day. And, you would think during this, early summer, spring now, that it would be, but I don't hear that many signals at all. I've been checking every sporadically, but anyways, good to hear everybody. Sean and Armin, and I was kind of hoping to hear from Bill, and so and then let's see. Randy and so forth. So everybody's coming in pretty good over to Southland. So getting down to it here on the timer. So I'll send it. Let's see who I did. There's a couple guys that come in after me, JKF and HLV. Let me take a break real quick. Almost TOT'd there, and everybody have a, well, I don't know. I'm gonna hang around a little bit as long as the remote stays open. Sometimes it ain't NBC, which I just the other day found out was Nick was part of the Midwest Information that Roger and Tom out in Kalamazoo and about 5 or 6 of us were on quite often here on the Midwest Information Net on 3967.5 from about 6 p.m. in the evening. So he sometimes comes in and we get on 3850 there in the evening. Anyways, good to hear everybody tonight, and like I said, I'll be hanging around as long as I can. Over to KE8JKF with KE8HLV on deck. Mark and Doug. Here's W8OMC. Remote.
All right, W8OMC, thank you much. This is KE8JKS. Just touching 500. No, just touching, 500 watts there. Not bad for this radio and amplifier. Kind of liking it, guys. I know. You love the way my radio sounds. Even with the hum on the microphone wire, I'm sure you'll tell me. So, just sitting here soldering up a node, one of those digital linking devices. Just making a node. See if I can live up to my name and make some smoke. So, been working on that, I don't know, last couple nights on and off here and there. But, camper slide outs. Never liked them. Except for this camper we bought this time has one slide out. I think, did my last camper have a slide out? No, it did not. Anyway, this camper does have a slide out. It hasn't given me too much trouble, but it does make you wince a little bit when you hit that button and the thing starts tilting a little bit before it starts actually moving, and you're like, is this going to be the time? Is this when it's going to break? Is it going to come back in when we leave this camping trip? You press the button and it moans and groans and it starts sliding, and it comes to a stop and you see things flex in the camper and you're like, oh, let go of the button. Let go of the button. It's going to break. But you got to make sure it's closed, and you got to make sure it's open. So you're pushing the thing open, and it's got this little funky wooden trim around it, and I hope that's not exactly what it's stopping against, but it does flex a little bit when it comes to a stop. Man, I'm pretty certain there's a manual override crank, because we'd be clipping some light posts. There's that C.W. McCall when they're counting light posts to the third power or something divided by this or that. That's a funny song. But, no, that was Hot Rod Lincoln. That's what it was. Hot Rod Lincoln counting telephone poles until it turned into a blur. So, with that, that's all my rambling for now. This is K8. Yeah, that's it, Doug. The telephone poles and the Hot Rod Lincoln song started looking like a picket fence. All right. Well, with that, I will pass it over to KD8HLV. Maybe he can finish that song.
You better watch out for that little Nash Rambler.
Watch out, son. You're going to drive when you're drinking if you don't stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln. KD8HLV up. Anyway, W8PIX, who some of you might know, was a member of the band that did that song, Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. Andy down in Manchester is a member of that group. It was back in the day. So anyway, that's the report. If you hear me, KD8HLV back to whoever cares.
Yeah, okay, I got it, WVS. What are you running tonight, right at the moment?
I'm running some old 100-watt radio into my inverted V, just no amplifier, just radio and the antenna.
About 80% up there. Pretty decent copy. It's a little better than it was the first go-round. I expected it was a little better that time, too. So just getting a little bit later in the evening is helping out. So. Well, okay. One last call. Any latecomers for the group tonight? W8BS listening. No, not hearing anybody. Now we had a few that checked out. Terry is gone. I think Bill S.A. had said goodbye, and I guess everybody else still here. Oh. And what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to the Tiger ball game downtown, and I think they're playing Houston. I don't know. Really not keeping up too much with them, but my daughter and her husband invited us to go down. We're going to take great-grandma down for her Mother's Day or something, so. Yeah, we just got to make sure we get dressed warm. We're going to park close, so we don't have to walk too far to get in there wherever they got the seats at, and wherever, and hopefully not too far from the parking lot. Oh. I wonder if they carry my little homemade cane in there. The wife's got it. She got a cane that she walks around with now and then, too, and it does help her stay in balance. I've got one made out of an old golf club with a little knob on the end of it, and they just don't have a club on the end. The head broke off, so I would just put a little plastic gadget on the end of it, so it really does help, and it really is quite nice. So, got a good grip on it. Yeah, and talking about the slide out, I don't have one, but I have always been a little bit leery, maybe even for no reason, about the leakage problems when those are pulled out and you get in a big storm, and how well it's weather sealed around the pullouts, because you got a lot of area there all across the top of the units, and keep the bugs out of there, keep all the critters, not the critters, but the stink bugs and everything else out there. Okay, let's go down the list one more time. They'll make it the last one, and thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to attempt to go to the golf course and play tomorrow. W8YA, W8VF.
Hello, Rick, W8VF. I'm getting a lot of feedback into the system, so let me turn that amplifier down. And I can barely hear Doug in here, but I can hear him on 2 meters, so maybe we'll chat a little bit after this. I'm going to go up not too long after we're done here and watch TV for a few minutes and then go up to bed, sleep later. And tomorrow I got to work. And a guy that's called no-showed twice, he wants to set up yet another third appointment that he's no-call no-showed to twice before. So we'll see if he actually makes it this time. And if he doesn't, he's going to have time booking me for a fourth appointment. I'll tell you that right now. That'll be the day. Anyway, so that's what I'm up to. Tonight's garbage night. Noise client, by the way. RM noise client, Radio Mike noise client version 0.21. It's a free download. You guys should try it. It's very, very miraculous how effective it is. So, anytime I'm on sideband voice mode, I'm running it now. And in fact, I double-clicked on it one too many times, and I was running it twice. I had a little bit of echo effect because it was running. So, anyway, I wasn't able to hear hearing me, but and I was having trouble hearing Doug too. But thanks for the nice report, Marco. And, yeah, heck, I'll probably listen out and then go over to 2 meters. This will be my last one.
Hi, thank you very much, Mark. W8YA and the group KB8SW. Yep, I have no more notes and nothing more to add. Mark, you never did mention about why you don't like your wife using the wet lawnmower or using a lawnmower. Anyhow. Okay. Thank you very much for filling me in on that on 2 meters. Other than that, I really don't have much more to say. Just that it's good to hear everybody. It's good to be heard. Rich, thanks for putting up with us and running the show. And I will turn it over to Sean, NASOB up in beautiful Port Huron. And we'll talk to everybody and anybody that's going to be on 2 meters in a little bit. KB8SW.
All right there, Mark. KB8SW and 8SOB. We're real good there. Yeah, Mark YA, you kind of fell down a little bit. Those crashes are getting pretty heavy, but kind of like contractions, I suppose. Hi. Anyway, yeah, I forgot to mention, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the show called Bar Rescue. It's on True TV with that John Taffer. Tries to save bars, goes in there and what have you. They actually are in my, they're just, a little bit southwest of me in Goodles, actually where Gary, KG8MM grew up, his area. He actually, we actually talked about this bar before. It's called Club 21. He asked me about it, and he talked about it as well. And I think he met up with some people there when he meets up with his high school friends, I guess, when he, Yale area, them people. But they're actually, Bar Rescue is actually at that bar right now, which is only about 10 miles from me, if that. And they did their stress test last night, and now they're doing all the remodeling and what have you. And I think that their openings this weekend sometime or Monday or something. But yeah, I plan on going on in there and checking it out. Wait a couple weeks and see what happens. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. The stress test, I'll tell you, brought about 500 people, and I think they only let 100 in. And John Taffer said, "Shut it down." I don't know if you guys know about that show anyway. So enough with that. That's all I got. And oh man, Bill at 8SA, I'll tell you, you peaked up 40 over, man. What a signal, boy, oh boy. So yeah, if we make it down there, we'll have to give you a shout there. 160. I wrote it down here. So anyway, with that, we'll see if Randy stuck around. I'm out of here. I'll be listening out for finals. And everybody have a great rest of your evening. Have a better Friday, and we'll catch some of you guys Saturday morning. WBA-DDV and 8SOB.
Okay, thanks, Sean. And 8SOB in the group, WBA-DDV in Brighton Township. Yeah, that's funny, Sean, at Bar Rescue. There was one of the episodes where they rescued a bar. I think it was somewhere up in the outskirts of Flint, but anyway, my nephew worked at the place. He was like a sous chef or a prep cook or whatever you want to call it at the place. And he actually made it on TV in the background when they when they had the whole crew standing around at the first part of the show. And he's analyzing what needs to be done or something. Anyway, that was kind of funny. Yep. So, Mark YA, yeah, I need to learn more about the RM noise client and how you run it and so forth. The band is real noisy for me here tonight, and doesn't seem like the noise reduction and noise blanking works very good on this Flex 6300. That's one of the sort of things that I think is not so good. The rest of the features seem to be really good as far as the receiver goes, except for when you've got some real heavy noise. Rich, okay on the Tiger game? Yeah, boy, these days you really got to watch it constantly to keep track, because the players are, constantly moving from team to team and so forth. Not like the old days where there was always the Tigers, always Al Kaline, Norm Cash, Rocky Colavito, those guys year after year. You knew who they were. Foundations of Tiger baseball. So anyway, yeah, you'll have fun with that. Let's see, from me, Bill's gone. Over to you, Armin, WD8CRQ. And I bet it is chilly up there tonight. It's chilly down here. And I think we're good for July 9th. Well, I'll send you a confirmation on that, Armin. WD8CRQ and the rest of the group, WB8DD.
Quick comment. Have you played with the AGCT control on that?
Well, somebody's saying something.
Okay, somebody asked a question, but I can't copy you.
Doug, he wants to know if you played with some control on your flick.
Go ahead, Armin.
Hey, I'll let you guys go because noise is getting a little bit on the staticky side up here. So 73s and maybe catch you in a moment. Who knows? WD8CRQ, 73s, guys.
73, boy, I can barely hear you down here right now. Doug had a comment for you, Randy, if you heard him.
Yeah, I think I heard that, Doug, something about the AGC. And
to jump on things before everything gets picked over. WA2AXZ9, WHA.
This is 1721 with WA2AXZ. Let's go back to Ray, KB3HQV. Ray, are you still with us? Okay, Lobie. WA2AXZ. KB3HQV. Yeah, I'm still here, Lobie. I need to step out for 1 second there, over. Go ahead. Do a recheck when you're back. Marlin, KB3, LXZ.
Okay, very good. Lope, WA2AXZ with KB3, LXZ. All right, very good there. And I guess Mother's Day is rolling around, I believe, this weekend. And saying that should be at least dry here. Saturday, I guess, showers on and off, but Mother's Day, I think, is going to be in pretty decent shape there. Anyway, wish all the mothers out there a great day, that's for sure. And let's see, not much else cooking. Ray was coming in pretty decent. Of course, he's only about 100 miles from me, maybe not even that much as the crow flies. And Bob, you're coming in pretty well also there. And Loeb, just like I said, those gray lines going by and time's passing. They hopefully will pick up as well in here, for sure. And let's see, not a whole lot else new here. Just Trudy had the nurse come today and the therapist early in the morning, and then the nurse came around noon, and they took that big bandage off of her where the incision is, where they went in and performed all their magic there, so to speak. So that's something to behold there, that's for sure. About a 9-inch incision there they had from top to bottom, so that was pretty healthy there. Gave them a lot of room to work, I guess, so to speak. All right, not much else cooking here. Excuse me.
We just had sandwiches and some soup for supper. Seemed appropriate for the outdoor weather. I even got a fire going in the wood burner down in the basement, kind of take the chill off, you know. I think it was 82 yesterday. Had the air conditioner on for a little bit. Get it cooled down a little bit for the two dogs. They were suffering when it's 80 degrees outside. So got them cooled off, and all I had to do today was let them go out on the back porch, and they didn't need any air conditioning. Okay, Loby, we'll send her back up your way there. WA2AX3, KB3, LX3, back to you, Lobe.
All right, this is WA2AX3 here at Ironland, 1721. Next time, hit parade, let's get WA2AXZ in the group, WAJHA, and yeah, you guys are coming in loud and clear now. Loby, you're armchair copy, and Ray's been armchair copy all along here, so all very good. Yeah, it looks like we got ourselves a big AM signal just north of 1885. Yeah, he's right on 1885. Never mind. But anyways, yeah, these guys are definitely showboats, I suppose. Yeah, he's got it. Oh gosh, he's got to be what is he? 510. 24 kilohertz wide. Doesn't get any better than that. Unless there's another station there. Yeah, maybe there might be, but anyways, that guy looks like he's off frequency a little bit. Anyways, it's not my problem, and they're not bothering me, so I guess we'll leave them in their glory. But I think tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit of drive. Not whether I run the dog into the vet for her annual shot. Good stuff. That'll be about $400 probably by the time we're done. And, so anyways, whatever we can do to keep her running, I guess, it might as well. Give her a chance to enjoy a little bit there. Boy, oh boy, there's some not on frequency. Okay, never mind. Anyways, got the emails about Bob and his moving, and sorry to hear that. WA2AX9, WHAHA. They lost all their big coats. They got the winter coats off. They got their Go ahead, Mom.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Bob. WA2AXZ along with WHJHA. This is KB3LXZ. All right, very good. And Bob, I thought I heard you say you heard about Bob was moving. I guess you're talking about DPD perhaps there. Not sure, but anyway, kind of hard to follow a story tonight just from the static and the extra noise in there and everything. Sure. And yeah, the guy up the band has a big hammer. Oh man, he's covering a lot of territory up there at times, that's for sure. And let's see, not much else cooking here. cleaning up the shack, or trying to, as Trudy says. And I had the radios on here and just listening. And boy, pretty sparse out there today. Not a whole lot of traffic on much of the band. So that's heard a few guys on. Even Funny was dismal. And big lack of people on the air there. At least not what you're used to, I guess you could say. But anyway, you got on there tonight and hit 40 real quick, and man, it was like TV with 200 channels on it. Everybody was in there. So anyway, that's good to hear. I thought maybe the antenna was funky or something, you know. That's a possibility as well. So I was even listening to 6 meters and 10 meters to see if I could hear anything. But I should have retuned for those two, that's for sure. But anyway, fun to listen around, that's for sure. All right, hey, back to you there. Loeb WA2AXZ with KB3LXZ. Back to you, Loeb.
All right, this is WA2AXZ 9 land as we continue 1721. I tell you, the rain, the spanking, and everything else, it rained. And I was doing some work outside in the front yard, just in the front area by the window. We look out, and I'm just getting tired with the rain. The sun decided to come out about 4 o'clock, and that's about the time the wind We'll see what happens tomorrow, and how things go with the rain in Spain. Most people are down with rain. Well, let's check in. Yeah, Roby, I'm just kind of dragging my foot here to see if anybody else tries to check in. I don't hear anyone out there, but anyways, doesn't mean it's not there. But, yeah, just a lot of Stuart, Mary, and whatnot. And hopefully your dog settles down, too. I got a cat that keeps bumping me. She wants my chair. Well, I'm not ready to give it up. And, anyways, that AM station on 1885, boy, he's really taking up what is it, 20 kilohertz or something. Anyway, good for him, I guess. 7 kilohertz goes flat, 14 kilohertz, 15 kilohertz wide. Talk about a broadcast station. Good for him, I guess. But hopefully tomorrow's going to be a little drier, and the parking lot's got some mud in it, so I really don't want to have mud trapped out in my car. So we'll see if maybe it might dry up a little bit. Just a little bit of wind come up there. But that's all I got. WA2AXZ9 WHA. As I said, the brown one, I can have the brown one on my lap all day, and the white one doesn't bother. But when I have the white one on my lap, the brown one gets pissed off at the white one, and it sounds like rolling in over here. So, I put the brown one in the living room, and I hold on to the white one for a while, just so she gets a little nice and snuggly. But I took them in for shooting today, and we're down to the bare bones, and they're only half the normal size now, so I sent some pictures out. I had them in the back of the truck, and they got lost back there. And all the fur is gone, all that puppy fur. It's gone for another couple of months. And this is WA2AXZ. Check-in, we'll go check-in, and then back tomorrow.
Globe, WA2AXZ, with KB3 LXZ. All right, very good there. And you're coming in a little bit better. Certainly not the best I've had, but improving over certainly what the band was giving us earlier there, that's for sure. And let's see, not much else cooking. I was going to get into splitting some wood a little later today, but around 11 or 11:30 it started pouring rain again, and it was okay up until that point, just light drizzle and nothing to really worry about, but started raining pretty heavy after that, so that kind of shot the outdoors activities there, that's for sure. And a whole lot else new here, like I said, might get into something tomorrow. We'll see what the weather's like, but anyway, for now I got, like I said, a decent wood fire going there in the wood burner, and that makes me kind of sleepy, sitting there watching that as well. So I got a recliner down there, and if I kick the recliner back, I can almost guarantee you the eyes are going closed, that's for sure. All right, hey, back to you there. WA2AXZ, KB3LXZ. Back to you, Loeb.
Just got an email from Bill, KB1, yes, and he's packing up his car. He's heading out to Michigan tomorrow. He's going to be on, so he's going to go to Florida. And right after that, he's heading over to Dayton. So I wish him well, and we'll see what happens as time goes on. We won't have the rain. So next time we hear him, it'll probably be face-to-face at the KOA campground. This is WA2AXZ in Nineland, WA2AXZ. And we'll go back up to JHA.
Yeah, okay, we'll be WA2AXZ9 in the group WA2HA, and yeah, you're coming in a lot better now. And here we are, 15 past the hour. The gray line. Oh yeah, it's already marched right over you. It's heading for Des Moines. And let's see, it's just passed over Kansas City. So anyways, yeah. Picked up nicely. And I'm just looking at the headline. Stormy Daniels and President Biden and President Trump and alien sightings out in Las Vegas, I guess, and all this stuff. Never a dull moment. And Drew Barrymore, I don't know what she's to say. But, I don't know, I guess we'll see how the whole election thing yeah, I'll be surprised if there really is an election after all. It wouldn't surprise me if something came up and they says, nope, we can't do it this year. Not enough money in the budget. Who knows? But, I guess we'll just be patient and see. But, what can I say? I see a bunch of funny stuff on Twitter. I think it's kind of fun to watch, and a lot of it is tongue-in-cheek. Some of it is interesting news. And anyways, I don't know what else to say. WA2A and WHA. WA2AXZ, and now I got both puppies here again. So the next growl you hear is the white one trying to crawl on my lap. Here we go. I got to tell you, it's watching the news tonight, and the World Health Organization has declared another pandemic is coming down the pipes, thanks to our Chinese. The Chinese coronavirus has now mutated into something new, and they think it's going to be as bad as the first one. So they're talking about already shutdowns and things. I says, well, this is why we definitely have to get Trump in office, because if we have that walking pussycat Biden, the world's going to come to an end over here. America's done. We're done. Yeah, shut everything down. We don't need anything. Let's go back up to LXZ.
Okay, very good, Loeb. WA2AXZ with KB3LXZ. Yeah, that's not very cheerful news. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of news stuff. I haven't heard that yet, but that doesn't mean it ain't out there, that's for sure. But certainly hope it's wrong. I don't know. It's taking so much crap off of them that it's time to give them something back. Anyway, we'll see who comes out this time. If it's a bad one like the first one there, I don't think Fauci will come out. I think he's counting his money and his retirement there, so that kind of puts him out of the picture, that's for sure. All right. Hey, guys, I think I'm going to call it an evening here. Go see how Trudy's doing. And we'll hopefully catch up with you again tomorrow evening. And hope we have a better night, that's for sure. And Lo, thanks for hanging in there and running the show for us. And Bob, JHA, good to hear you in there, Bob. Good copy on you most of the night there. Picked up 90-95%. And Ray, if you're still listening, HQV, good to hear you in there tonight. And I don't know if I told you the other evening, but Gene's wife is home from the hospital. I think the day before yesterday she came home. But anyway, last report I got, that was the story there. So, all right, hey guys, we'll check in hopefully with you again tomorrow evening. WA2AXZ and the group, KB3LXZ. Good night, guys. Take care.
Good night, Marlon.
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
Just call us, keep on doing what the doctor tells us to do. That's what I heard Ray out there, KB3HQV. Great. Okay, Lopey. WA2AXZ in the group, KB3HQV. Alrighty, well, I'll wave a hand there at Marlon. Good evening, Marlon, if you're still listening. And appreciate the info. I think Brenda already knew that, but anyway, thanks again. And Lobie, I don't know, I'm going to scoot on out of here myself. I've heard a couple pretty good rumbles of thunder here, and I know the weather's coming up from the south, so I think it's getting closer to us, and the noise is ridiculous. So, hey, we'll like Marlon said, we'll try it again tomorrow night, and hopefully we have better band conditions. So, you guys all take care. Bob, have a good evening, and we'll get in here tomorrow night. WA2AXZ in the group, KB3HQV. 7-3, guys. Good night.
Yeah, Ray, you got a big line of storms heading your way, so may not be enough lightning, but you're going to get a lot of water. So be happy you are where you are. Can't worry about floods. Let me pause for a second. Do we have anyone else trying to check in to 1721? Up. LMC.
KD8LMC here on the 1721 round table. And I want to say good evening to Marlon, LXZ, and also Ray, HQV, and hello to Bob, JHA, that I haven't heard yet. I'm hearing everybody a lot better than the other evening. And we had a little light rain today, and it didn't get very warm. Got up to around 60, with not much sunshine. But overall, pretty nice day out. And I just thought we'd check in here for a little bit, see how things are going. So, WA2AXZ, KD8LMC, back to you, Roby.
All right, sounding good. Yeah, there's lightning storms all over the place. Ray just got out because he's got a storm heading in his direction. Hey, it's perfectly normal. Hey, we're springtime. Heaven help us. That's what we have to suffer with. It's just amazing. Simply amazing, guys. To JHA.
Yeah, okay. WA2AXZ9, WAJHA. I think I'm going to follow Marlon and Ray out the door and call it an evening or what. It's just noisy altogether. So I'm not even sure who came in. It might have been, if it was, welcome aboard, Dan. I'll leave it to you and Roby. So anyway, Roby, thanks for trying to run the net, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow night. Let's see how it goes then. WA2AXZ9, WAJHA. Good night, Roby.
Check in.
One there, yeah. So it's going to be challenging for us. We're starting to get on a little later. I get on about 8:30 now. Even though I'm listening, we'll see what happens. LMC, it's just you and me.
Check in.
Yeah, we got an MLY.
Raymond, WB2MLY makes 3. So hello, Ray. And hope you're doing okay, Roby. And they aren't arguing too much. And let's see, we did a little of that today. Nothing earth-shattering. Didn't even go grocery shopping. I got that pretty well nailed down. I am thinking that my drugstore screwed up for my medical supplies, so I can call them tomorrow and hammer that out. So, anyway, Roby, go ahead and get Ray in there. We want to hear what he had to say. I want to see if Ray got us right in. WA2AXZ, KD8LMC.
All right, MLY, give it a try.
Okay, Lou, very good, and thank you. And good evening to you, Dan. And to, I heard JHA in there as he was exiting, and I guess Marlon was in there. And the other Ray, the bad Ray. Well, we had it was a cooler day here, and I did get a bike ride in, but it was just a lot colder than I thought it was going to be.